The last 11 minutes, 17 of those 31 points contributed by their star, Reggie Miller. Another long walk for Patrick Ewing as the Indiana Pacers celebrate their first Eastern Conference championship. Let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. I'm here with Reggie Miller. Reggie, after 4 tries to finally make it to the finals, what's going through your mind and your thoughts right now?
This is special. I mean, you know, we've always fought and we always get to the conference. And to finally have another opportunity to get here, and you know, I told the guys before the game, if the league called you up and asked you, you only had to play 1 game. You get to move on to the finals. Would you take it, and where would you want to play? And everyone in unison said, the Knicks in the Garden, and let's go for it.
And the Knicks and the Garden. Tell me about that, to finally beat this team, a team that you have said, quite frankly, you hate.
Well, I might dislike them and sometimes hate them, but I have so much respect for New York and the New York fans. It's always been tough to play here. We knew coming in it was going to be physical. And like I said, we had to exercise some defense.
The disappointments of the past?
Oh, we finally get to move on, so I would say yeah, but this is just so sweet because everyone chipped in tonight and played well. My God, this is beautiful.
All right, Reggie, congratulations to you. We look forward to seeing the final.
We're coming.
All right, back over to you, Tom Hammond.
Thank you, Jim. So Indiana wins Game 6, 93-80. We'll hear from the Knicks at halftime of the second game, the Western Conference Finals. So Indiana on the way to the finals for the first time in their history. Now stay tuned for Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals between the Lakers and the Blazers. That'll be coming up next. Reggie Miller leading the onslaught with 34 points, 17 in the fourth quarter as Indiana takes Game 6 and the series 4-2. For Steve Jones, Bill Walton, and Jim Gray, this is Tom Hammond saying so long from New York. This has been the NBA on NBC.
Red sounds decreasing.
We got a gunshot victim, single wound to the chest. Hell of a job, huh?
There's the food to keep him alive.
Yeah.
IV's wide open.
O2's at 10 liters.
Yep. Check him. Damn it, tension, hemo-pneumo. Give me a 14 gauge, I'm gonna dart him.
Coming at you. Here you go. You don't want to see this.
With our most advanced 4-wheel drive system ever, QuadraDrive, Jeep Grand Cherokee goes where you could encounter anything. So we tested for anything. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
Tire Factory. It's as easy as... Hey, Sally. Stuff piling up? Well, a gazillion people are ready to help you. Put an ad in the Oregonian Classifieds and watch it, go. Nobody around here reaches more people, and your ad is posted online, too, at OregonLive.com to reach even more people, all eager to buy, well, most of your stuff. Pretty neat, huh? The Oregonian Classifieds. Call 221-8000.
And you can use the cash back for your down payment.
I don't know. A pickup?
Julie, they're giving us the down payment.
How about a test drive?
I'm driving.
The 2000 Ford Ranger, complete with the off-road package and a 3-liter V6, all with $1,000 cash back.
We'll take that one.
Test drive a Ranger at your Northwest Ford store.
And And then there were three. The Indiana Pacers survive and advance. Who will their opponent be in the finals? It'll be the Lakers if they should win tonight. But the Trailblazers can force a Game 7 with a victory here on their home floor. With Doug Collins, I'm Bob Costas. First item of business, Kobe Bryant, sprained right foot. Will start. We'll watch him closely. We might ask this question. The Lakers were pretty confident they were going to close it out in Game 5. Why are we here?
Because, Bob, the Lakers started playing out of character. That's why. They're a low-post dominant power team. They want to go into Shaquille O'Neal and let him dominate. And that's what they did in the early parts of Game 5. He got the ball low. There were no answers for him inside by the Blazer defense. But then in the second half, it started taking its toll. The double teams. Watch Scottie Pippen here. Not only one double team, the ball kicks out. He goes in for the second double team. Forces the Lakers to shoot a long jump shots. Now what happened to the rest of the team? They struggled. Kobe Bryant, more turnovers than field goals. You see the shooting from Rice, Orion Fox, 5 of 24. More importantly, 6 for 27 from that three-point line. That's what I'm talking about, our character. Tonight, what must they do? Get the ball inside to Shaq so he can dominate. Kobe must bounce back. I think they need 15-plus points for Rice and to use that three-point shot wisely, Bob.
I'm sure everything you said was most profound. I only heard about half of it. This place is already roaring. It was a different story for Portland. They got plenty of support from plenty of people. You expect it from Pippen and from Wallace and from Smith, but they got it from other quarters as well.
Well, Scottie Pippen started the game out, and he put them in an attack mode. And you see early in Game 5, Scottie says, I'm going to the basket. And look at this, 5 Laker defenders back. It didn't matter to Scottie Pippen. He was going right to the basket, three-point play. Then more importantly, he posted Kobe and got him in foul trouble. Set the tone for his team early. Then, in the second half, they go to their all-star, Rasheed Wallace. He delivers some clutch baskets, the gorgeous hanging shot across the lane, and then a beautiful sweeping subway hook. We know these two guys must play great, and they did. Take a look at their numbers. Scottie Pippen, 6 steals, the points, set the tone early. Rasheed Wallace delivered late in the clutch. And then they got the supporting cast to help. Bob, this is what you were talking about. 30 points, 18 rebounds from these three. Brian Grant and Dettler Shrimp played the best game that they've played in the series. Now, no changes for the Blazers tonight. They want to be aggressive, they want to get on the boards, and they want to take care of the ball, Bob. If they do that, they think they'll see Game 7.
And we'll check the lineups and tip it off for Game 6 from the Rose Garden in Portland when we come back after this.
What does it take to make a professional-grade truck? And why go to the trouble? We gave the new GMC Sierra a professional-sized fourth door, the widest opening of any pickup in its class. Not just to make it bigger, which others could have done, but to make it better, which only GMC has done. The GMC Sierra, above and beyond.
Whoa, look at her. Hello, kitty. I think I'm in love. I'm going in. I've been waiting for you all my life. Will you marry me?
You're really sweeping me off my feet.
Welcome to paradise, boys.
Coors Light, frost brewed at the edge of freezing.
Man or sheep?
Pep Boys announces the Get Your Motor Running Savings event with store-wide savings, especially at truck headquarters, where you can accessorize with step bars, drill guards, hitches, even Baja wheels. And find great deals on bug shields for $34.88. Well, right now, all these name brand products just 88 cents each. So put your pedal to the metal because deals like this won't last forever. The Pep Boys Get Your Motor Running Savings event.
Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Dell.
providing the infrastructure to power your e-business. Dell knows how E works. By GMC, do one thing, do it well. And by Pep Boys, cars like us, people love us.
Beautiful day and early evening in the Pacific Northwest. We checked the lineups. They're familiar to you by now. The Trailblazers are at home. Whether or not that's an advantage can be debated. Since the Lakers won the opener of this series, the road team has won every game since. Let's check with Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Bob. Just an update on Kobe Bryant. And with that bruised fifth metatarsal of his right foot, he has a protective covering over it. Said it's a little bit sore. They've done a special kind of wrap, and he is ready to play. In terms of Portland Trailblazers and their injury to Scottie Pippen, who dislocated 2 fingers on his left hand. He didn't practice this last game. He said the fingers are a little sore, has them taped, but realized how important this game is. He is ready to play. Bob?
Ahmad, thanks. The officials are Danny Crawford, Ron Garrettson, and Bernie Fryer. It was Garrettson who tossed Rasheed Wallace in Game 1 of this series in L.A.
Bob, let's talk about matchups here early. We know that Kobe Bryant, the last 3 games, has matched up against Scottie Pippen. In Games 3 and 4 here at work, Lakers got 2 wins. In Game 5, Scottie went right at him, got him in foul trouble. We have seen that Kobe has not played well with fouls. With that said, he will guard Stoudamire tonight to stay out of foul trouble. Not so much because of his sore foot, because he cannot get in foul trouble for this Lakers team tonight, especially early in this game.
Shaq will jump against Sabonis. Since being all but blank in the first 2 games in Los Angeles, Sabonis has played pretty well. In the last 3 games, he's averaged 12 points, 6 rebounds, shot better than 50% from the floor. And if he can hit a few of those outside shots, obviously it changes Shaq's approach defensively.
I think that's the biggest thing, Bob. When he's hitting, Shaq has to be aware of him, and it opens up the lane for the Blazers to be able to post other players.
Violation on the jump, and they give the ball to Portland.
And we know that in Games 3 and 4, Portland got off to great starts. You talked about, Bob, they were up 10 at the end of Game 3, up 5 at halftime of Game 4. They weren't able to sustain it. Let's see tonight if they get off to that roaring start that we saw in Games 3 and 4.
Bryant opens on Stoudamire, as you predicted, before the game began. How many minutes Stoudamire will get is another question. Portland's big lineup in the backcourt has been very effective. Rice playing Pippen, at least for now.
And what we always see is Wallace posting early against A.C. Green.
Here it is. That's their first play almost every time. This time it doesn't go down, but Wallace saves it to Stoudamire. And finally, Shaquille O'Neal, who had 21 boards in Game 5, snatches that one.
Now, Damon Stoudamire needs to make some baskets out there, because in the 2 wins, he has no points and 2 points. He needs to show that he can be out there in a big Blazer win.
Here's Ron Harper. It's been a surprising plus for them offensively. Bryant over the smallest Stoudamire. He hit it, and a whistle.
See, Isaiah Thomas made a great point in the studio. When you get an injury, a lot like Kobe Bryant does, it slows you down. And this is what happens. He takes the one dribble, squares himself up. So instead of thinking about maybe doing 2 or 3 things, as Isaiah talked about, you take that one option, you go up strong, and you get into it. That's what we saw from Kobe right there.
Kobe Bryant has had 1 big game in this series, 25 points in Game 3. Overall, he's averaging 17 points in the 5 games and shooting just 40%. He starts with a long jumper and a 3-point play. Here's Steve Smith. And Smith continues with radar-like accuracy, shooting well over 50% in the playoffs.
And he has been steady throughout every round, around 16 points in every series.
Let me correct myself on the Bryant basket. By force of habit, I said 3-point play. Fouled on the 3-pointer, a 4-point play. Here he is again. Shaq finds Harper. Nice pass by Shaq.
Now, A.C. Green is not going to get credit for that play, but he's the one that knocked that ball loose.
So the 4-point play by Bryant and the bucket by Harper makes it 6-2 in favor of the Lakers, and a whistle at the other end.
Hustle plays, that's what winning championships are all about. You see, Rasheed Wallace does not block him out, so A.C. Green gets a clear path at the basket, knocks the ball away from Scottie Pippen, and Ron Harper gets the easy layup. Ron Harper has been great in this series.
That foul was on A.C. Green, who's a Portland native and an alum of Oregon State. Well, they just changed it back. I guess I was right the first time. They took a point away from the Lakers and said that Kobe Bryant's first basket of the game was a 2-pointer plus the foul for a 3-point play, not a 4-point play. So make it 5-2. They just took a point off the board for the Lakers. Wallace testing Green and scoring.
He has such great extension. If you don't come back and dig on that ball when he comes across that lane and he gets in rhythm, he will knock that shot down 8 of 10 times.
Kobe out of the pack to Harper. 5 on the shot clock. Bryant over Stoudamire. And Smith chases it down. Smith driving, got past O'Neal.
Well, Shaquille O'Neal's got to come over and give better support help than that. He allowed Steve Smith to go right in and lay that ball in the basket. Phil Jackson won't like that kind of defense. Three seconds.
Glenn Rice. They need something from him. You said they need 15 tonight.
Well, that big three had got them 67 wins in this season, and it's been sort of the big two, and then who else was going to show up here in the playoffs, especially as we gotten deep in the playoffs. They need Rice.
Sabonis lets it go. Shaq came out to meet him at least a bit, and Green takes the rebound. Sabonis cuts in front, slaps it away, and Stoudamire has it.
How about that quickness by Sabonis?
Stoudamire dumps it back into Sabonis, who misses. Shaq making sure that Wallace and nobody else has any idea about taking it away from him. No look pass to Green, who was fouled. But again, you have to admire O'Neal's passing skills. He led all centers, averaging almost 4 assists a game this year.
This was Kobe's basket that they initially said 3 and they made it a 2. Well inside the 2-point line. So, Bob, you were right all along with that. And the best part about it is the referees corrected it. You don't want to, all of a sudden get down to a late game and a play like that cost you, especially in a game like this where the Lakers, if they win, move on to the finals to join Indiana. And congratulations to the Pacers, Larry Bird, Reggie Miller, and the rest of that team.
After the foul by Steve Smith, A.C. Green, who was scoreless in Game 5, makes them both. Wallace again against Green. Shaq comes over to help, leaving Sabonis free. But it pops out. Pippen tried to steal it, but he was out of bounds.
So, Bob, you made the point earlier. That's why Sabonis is so important. If Shaquille O'Neal is going to go back and help down on Rasheed Wallace or any post player, Sabonis is going to knock that shot in. So he's got to continue to get that look. Shot looks a little flat tonight here to start this game.
All but one of L.A.'s starters has scored. The one is Shaquille O'Neal, who doesn't have a field goal attempt yet. Here's Kobe, knocked away from him. Stoudamire's got it, and he's gone.
These are the kind of plays that Stoudamire has to make. He's at his best in the open court. So when he's on the floor, the Blazers have to be able to push the tempo of the game.
O'Neal, his first attempt. Out-of-bounds touch last by the Blazers.
And you think Phil Jackson hasn't talked to his team about throwing the ball inside, everything inside that three-point line. Phil knows that on the road, you can't shoot threes like you do at home. In their 2 wins here, shot about 13 threes in both of those games.
O'Neal into the lane against Sabonis, follows his own shot.
See, that's where Shaq is so difficult to cover because for most big men, not only does he overpower you, but he's so quick. So he goes right back after that missed shot.
Stoudamire is free, but overshot it, and AC Green takes it. Harper driving, contact, ball out of bounds, no foul.
The Lakers are a power basketball team. This is the MVP. Get the ball inside. Look, he misses it, but he just powers himself back to the basket. Lakers off to a great start here. They lead by 3.
And it will be Laker ball when we come back.
The best taste for me is Pepsi when I'm cruising down the street.
Producing the remarkably agile, entirely new 2001 Aurora.
We're going to take a look here at just the power of this man, Shaquille O'Neal. What he represents every night and what you have to play against. Watch him here as he goes for the offensive rebound. You can hear them, watch it, somebody help me get it. And then look here, Brian Grant has got him by the bicep, trying to hold him down. One arm, he powers right through him and goes up and lays the ball in the basket. Again, just the power of this man and the soft hands. And then tonight, last play we just saw, he goes inside, the little bump against Sabonis, gathers himself, little finger roll, but look at the quickness back, and he tips that ball right in the basket. This man poses so many problems. That's why when you play power basketball, you got to go to him, and then he will give the ball out, and instead of shooting the threes, drive that ball inside. And that's what we've seen the Lakers do to start this game.
Here's Bryant off the inbound from Harper, shoved back in his face. He claims he was fouled. Portland has the ball in transition. Stoudamire finds Smith. Good look at a 3 and shot an air ball. A rarity for him. He's hitting better than 50% from three-point range in the playoffs.
Well, he was 11 for 18 in this series, shooting over 60%, so he's really been on fire from that line.
Another Blazer steal. Stoudamire driving. Connecting.
Smart move. You got to attack Kobe Bryant. That's what Portland did in Game 5. I thought in Games 3 and 4 they went away from him. They said if he's going to be out there, we're going to make him defend. Damon Stoudamire again. This is when he's at his best. The little herky-jerky crossover move in the open court to foul, the opportunity for the three-point play. And again, Bob, I can't emphasize it enough. If Damon Stoudamire has got to be on the floor, early in the game especially, they have got to play up-tempo basketball because in a half-court game, he becomes a liability.
The foul was Bryant's first. And Stoudamire can't complete the three-point play. Still a one-point Laker lead. Harper finds Rice. A two-point attempt is long. Smith with the rebound.
Well, right back to Kobe again, see if they can get a foul. Steve Smith hurt him in L.A. with this.
Here it is. And he got it. Smith has 6. He's been a rock of consistency, averaging around 16 a game throughout the playoffs and seldom falling off. Bryant spinning, Pippen over on the double team. Kobe in some trouble. Lunges inside and Sabonis blocks it. Stoudamire to the hoop.
This is Portland tempo. Rebound the ball, kick one loose, get in the open court, and attack. Make the Lakers play 94 feet.
Harper. Rebound to Stoudamire. They want to run. The Lakers get back. Stoudamire kicks it out to Smith. And now it's Pippen.
Kobe now on Wallace. Somebody has to help. Watch Sabonis for the shot outside.
On the run, he had it knocked away. It's still Blazer ball. 5 on the shot clock.
See, the Blazers, Bob, are great at finding a mismatch. So what they force you to do is help. They space the floor great. They keep their shooters on the perimeter.
Off Stoudamire's hands. Got to get up a quick shot. Stoudamire does and hits it.
Well, you know, Kobe is now guarding Stoudamire. That's no night off now. This guy can score. More importantly, he's quicker than Scotty, so he puts a different kind of pressure on him.
Stoudamire subject to up and down performances on a definite uptick in the first quarter of Game 6. He scored 8. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
Frost brewed Coors Light.
Saturday in Paris, Venus Williams of the U.S. continues her pursuit of her first Grand Slam title. The French Open, Saturday at 3 Eastern on NBC.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Pepsi, the joy of cola. By Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. And by the irresistible taste that makes you say, did somebody say McDonald's?
I talked so much about how the Blazers like to go to matchup. Steve Smith. He has Kobe Bryant. He's going to make him guard it. He backs him down, shoots over the top of him. The little post jump shot. Remember now, Steve Smith is 6'8". Then the trapping defense by the Blazers, forming Kobe Bryant in the post. Sabonis comes over and gets the block shot. And again, this is when the Blazers are at their best, especially at home. Damon Stoudamire on the finishing end of a fast break. And then Damon once again, little screen roll, gets his shoulder turned around Kobe Bryant, the little up and under move. The Blazers are on a 10-2 run. Damon has 8 of the 10 points. Let's go over to Ahmad Rashad. Ahmad?
All right, thanks, Doug. Scottie Pippen told me that Damon Stoudamire has really been in a funk the last couple of days. In a funk in a way, he's very determined to show that he can play at this level. That he's been very aware of things they've been saying and how the Lakers have been trying to take advantage of him and wanted to go out tonight and show that he could compete at this level of the playoffs. Bob?
Ahmad, thanks. Here's another Laker turnover. Stoudamire got a piece of it. Pippen picked it up. Rasheed Wallace hits off the glass.
No, he was very fortunate on that time. It looked like he got bumped on the way up. I think he was trying to shoot that ball straight in the basket, but he got the kind roll off the glass. Blazers now up 7, doing it with their defense.
They've shot 9 of 16. The Lakers 4 of 13. The Lakers have turned it over 3 times. Portland hasn't turned it over at all. Shaq in deep. That's trouble for Portland, and they have to foul him.
See, Bob, when you and I were coming to the game tonight, I said to you, I think one of the real keys for Portland, if they're going to win, and we're looking at that guy, Arvydas Sabonis, I felt like that if he could stay out of foul trouble, especially early, not pick up 2 quick fouls in the first 6 minutes, that they would be in good shape. And he's been able to do that. So that is going to be real key. Rasheed Wallace picked up the foul, but it's going to be important. Remember, he and Scottie Pippen must play heavy minutes tonight. Those are their 2 key guys.
O'Neal misses the first. He had a string of 15 made in a row. Spread over the end of Game 3, all of Game 4, and part of Game 5. He misses them both.
Now remember, if he's missing tonight, we could see Hack-a-Shack. Mike Dunleavy says it's a game-to-game thing. If he's not making them, we will foul him.
The foul a moment ago was Wallace's first, and Sabonis doesn't have one yet. Smith spinning. Kobe was the defender. That's an illegal defense that's called. Number 1 on Phil Jackson's Lakers.
If you're going to post people, you have to keep spacing on the floor, and the Blazers do a good job, especially when Sabonis is out there. Shaq loves to go back and stand in that paint.
And there's a foul right away as Harper and Smith got tangled up. Number 1 on Hart.
Again, they're going to go to Steve Smith. He comes over. Harper tries to take the little flop. They won't buy it, and then he reaches out and grabs him, and the reason he does is because he doesn't want to give him an easy layup. He takes the foul.
On the shot clock. Stoudamire deals to Sabonis, who hits him.
Bob, I get a sense tonight from the Blazers that they have the lead. We know that. But I don't sense them burning as much energy as we saw the last two times we were here.
Shaq juggles and recovers. Lakers trail by 9 here. O'Neal powers in and cuts it to 7.
Power. Did you see him turn in and with that left arm? Now, Sabonis probably weighs about 290 pounds. He hit him and rocked him right back on his heels.
Steve Smith.
They're going screen roll from the top. Steve Smith's a great shooter, as is Sabonis. Shaq has to guard it. If he doesn't stop Smith, he will take the shot. If he does, he'll throw back to Sabonis. Two-man basketball.
Robert Horry just in. Off the dribble through the lane, and an offensive foul.
You can see the Lakers know that they can't shoot a lot of three-point shots, as they did in their 2 losses. 25 in one of the games, 27 in the other three-point attempts. So Robert Horry says, I'm going to drive it to the basket. Pippen steps right in and takes the charge. And you talk about Scottie Pippen being that fill-in-the-blank kind of guy. I don't even think he's taking a shot in this quarter, but he's got rebounds, assists, takes a steal, and is running the team tonight. And they have a 9-point lead.
Steve Smith around Harper, back to Sabonis. Clean look at it. Got it.
There you go. Go back to it. If they don't stop it, run it again. This time Shaq helped. Sabonis was open. That's why he's so vital, staying out of foul trouble, hitting that shot.
Harper gets into the lane and scores.
He just doesn't have any lateral movement. It looked like he could get over and get the charge, but just Sabonis just can't move his feet anymore.
Smith looking to test Kobe with the fadeaway. And the Trailblazers have made their last 9 consecutive shots.
And you could see that Mike Dunleavy had said, we are going to attack Kobe Bryant. If anything, if he's going to play 47 minutes, we're going to wear him down.
Rice looking for Shaq, who takes it through the lane and throws up a wild shot that clears the backboard. Stoudamire pushes it back the other way. Into Wallace, who juggles it and loses it. Kobe Bryant got up in the air and traveled.
Remember how out of character Kobe played in Game 5, Bob? He was out of sync. He got fouled early, rushed his offense, and you can see it right now. He's still not in any kind of rhythm. The Blazers have disrupted that. They've run people at him, and in attacking him in many instances, he wants to go play payback. You can't do that.
He came down a split second before he released the pass, and that's why they called walking on him. 5th Laker turnover to 1 for Portland, and Smith gets in but misses. Wallace trying to keep it alive and does on the offensive glass.
Shot clock turned off. Got to get into this quickly.
Looks like they're not going to get a good shot. Smith had it knocked away. But that's about the only thing that's gone wrong for Portland since the very early stages of the first quarter.
Well, you look at the numbers. We know that these 2 stars have been the guys all season long, and the Blazers have done a great job. They're 3 of 10 combined. The defense has been set, and right now the Lakers are really struggling to find any kind of offensive rhythm.
And you're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.
Over the years, it's witnessed U.S. Open magic, where Jack Nicklaus won the 3rd of his 4 U.S. Open titles, where Tom Watson made one of the greatest shots in history, and the site of Tom Kite's only major victory. Now golf's greatest championship returns to America's golf course for the 100th U.S. Open, beginning June 15th on NBC.
Tiger Woods at the Rose Garden tonight. We know he's a big sports fan. Seen him at football, baseball, basketball games. Likes to be near where the action is. And that action will be the U.S. Open, the 100th U.S. Open at Pebble Beach on NBC in 2 weeks. Tiger won at Pebble Beach earlier this year, but then again, he wins almost everywhere, doesn't he?
Well, he won the U.S. Amateur here. That's why this place holds such a spot during his heart. He beat Steve Scott. Remember that exciting match where Tiger made a couple great putts to come back to win.
Kobe Bryant made his first shot, missed his next 4 in the first quarter.
Now the Portland starters played all 12 minutes in that period. Remember now, as they go to the bench, that bench has to really help them. So Brian Grant is coming into the game. Sabonis is staying out there. Pippen is out there. Stoudamire and Steve Smith. So Brian Grant is giving Rasheed Wallace a rest here.
And here's Ahmad Rashad.
All right, thanks, Bob. Doug, you were talking about the Lakers having trouble with the screen and roll. Phil Jackson just told Shaquille O'Neal, rather than the fake on that screen and roll, go all the way, make the full commitment, try to stop it. Bob?
Bryant brings it to the front court as we start the second quarter. He gets it right back from Robert Horry and slams it emphatically.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that foot. Not with that kind of finish.
I'd say he got some lift off there.
Watch this Fox Pippen now. Fox is going to get very physical with Scottie Pippen.
Sabonis driving on Shaq, and there's a whistle. The shot dropped. No basket.
The Lakers start out in the second period. Scottie goes over to help, and he leaves Kobe Bryant. Now, when he's guarding Kobe, he's got to stay more attached to him. He can't roam around out there. And Kobe does a nice thing. He works against his vision, and when you're struggling at only 1 of 5, it's nice to get one of those layups.
Foul was on Shaq before the shot. O'Neal's first. Steve Smith threw a crowd and lost it. Bryant out on the wing. Pippen guarding him. O'Neal over Sabonis. Rebound to Fox and a whistle before he can put it back. And it's on the Lakers.
Now, Rick Fox has just barely been on the floor about a minute, about actually 50 seconds. One play, he stood up Scottie Pippen as he came down the court. On this one, he pushed Steve Smith in the back. So Rick Fox has come in to be very physical.
And he picks up his first.
Steve Smith looked like he jammed his foot as he came down on that last play when he turned it over. Mike Dunleavy giving him a rest. Bonzi Wells is in the game. Now remember, Bonzi loves to post. Kobe's on him. Let's see if they go right down to him and test him.
Stoudamire to Sabonis. On the move, knocked away from him. Out of bounds and touched last by the Lakers. 4 on the shot clock. Pippen into Stoudamire. Quick shot on the move. Grant on the offensive glass. Saw Shaq out of the corner of his eye and decided I'll take it back out. Here's Pippen. Dumping into the corner for Stoudamire. Horry's got him on a mismatched switch. Sabonis 4 on the shot clock. Flips it back to Stoudamire. Just exactly who was the point guard on that play.
How beautiful was that? The little shovel pass going to the left, right hand under the left arm.
Damon now in double figures with 10. And the lead in double digits at 11. O'Neal was hacked, and he'll shoot 2.
Sabonis has such an awareness of the shot clock. Watch this now. Right hand under the left arm, looking the other way, and Stoudamire burying that open jump shot.
Stoudamire now takes the seat to a hearty round of applause. Detlef Schrempf comes in, and O'Neal is now 0 for 3.
Now, Detlef Schrempf and Brian Grant, we talked about it in our open. They had, just at the right time for Portland, their best games of the series. Detlef Schrempf, we know, a veteran player, was in the Western Conference Finals when he played in Dallas, was in the NBA Finals against Seattle, and he was terrific the other night just when they needed him.
for 4. Rebound Grant. The foul a moment ago was on Bonzi Wells, so Sabonis still does not have one. I think here's Pippen, who hasn't taken a shot yet, but as always is contributing in a variety of other ways.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think Scotty's got to be careful and not let himself totally be taken out of the offense.
Bonzi Wells off the dribble. And Ori comes away with it. In deep to Shaq. They hold a team meeting around him, and somebody fouled him. No, he walked first. He traveled first.
Rick Fox had a wide-open three-point shot, and you see Phil Jackson looking on the floor. He would have taken that shot at home. You see it right there. He goes inside, and you said, look at all the Blazers surrounding Shaq. The little hop step right there, he shuffles his feet. The hard foul. Shaq getting very frustrated. He's 0 for 4 from the line. The Blazers lead by 11.
New York takes on Washington. The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Keystone Light, always smooth, never bitter. By Honda, a winning lineup of cars, sport utility vehicles, and minivans. And by Adidas, long live sport.
Familiar faces among the sellout crowd at the Rose Garden. Tiger Woods, we mentioned him earlier. Bill Gates is here. Steven Spielberg has been at games in both L.A. and now in Portland. Favorite son, Clyde Drexler, out of Houston, but of course so many great years in his Hall of Fame career as a Trailblazer. Jack Nicholson makes the trip up to cheer on the Lakers, and Blazer owner Paul Allen.
Coming out of this timeout, Kobe Bryant is playing Detlef Schrempf. Let's see if Portland goes and does what they've been doing, and that's trying to go at Kobe in the post. Let's see if they go to Detlef Schrempf here.
Here's Grant putting it on the floor and driving home.
Now that play was made because Ori dropped off to help Kobe, and Brian Grant did the right thing, drive the ball right to the basket. Next time he'll be able to make that entry pass.
That's Grant's first basket. Kobe into Shaq. Ball stripped away from him. Another Laker turnover.
Shaq just rattled Schrempf in that open court. I don't know if they got it on Fox or Shaq, but two of them collided.
They called it on Fox, his second.
As I said before, Rick Fox is coming out and really putting his body on people. Now they're going to go back to Schrempf. Once again, Brian Grant has the ball trying to feed him.
Here he is, and he hits the jumper.
If Ori's going to lay off, you got to shoot the basketball. That's what Brian Grant's doing. That's good offense.
A 15-point lead. Fox for 3. Can't cut into it. Pippen's got the rebound.
And that's the Lakers' first three-point attempt.
And the Trailblazers lose it. They were trying to get Grant along the baseline, and the Lakers broke it up and stole it. Shaw to Shaq against Sabonis and two others. He finds Ori, and Grant fouled Ori.
That's what I was talking about. Look where Robert Ori is. Dropping back in. So what do? You drive the ball right to the basket. You take away the passing angle. You take the ball to the basket off the dribble. That's good defense. Good offense. And then the next time down the floor, he does the same thing. He drops off. So what do? You work against his vision, get yourself together, make that little 15-foot jump shot. That's why it's important for Brian Grant to get a layup, so he won't run away from that little jump shot of his that he can shoot effectively at about 15 feet.
Robert Ori gets his first point of the night from the line. He shot 4 of 8, and 3 of them were three-pointers in Game 1. Since then, he's 8 for 32. He shot just 25% since Game 1 and 30% overall in the series.
What I've seen here tonight also, too, is Sabonis is playing a heavy load here in this first half. Normally he gets a rest. I think what you're seeing Mike Dunleavy is, as long as he's not in foul trouble, keep him out there against Shaq, because when he sits down, Shaq really gets going because he just overpowers the smaller Blazers inside when Sabonis is out.
And Sabonis hasn't been whistled for a foul yet. He fires it over Shaq. And it comes up short. Bonzi Wells on the offensive glass. And it's back to 15. Bryant over Wells. And Kobe has 7.
That's a tough shot, but if you're the Blazers, you'd love to keep Kobe from getting in that lane area and breaking your defense down. You'll live with some jump shots and not getting to that foul line.
Bonzi Wells gets inside again.
This guy's got some great moves. Remember in the first 2 games he was terrific, really quieted down. Tonight off to a very good start.
Kobe spinning and firing. He was fouled.
Sometimes in the game, just be active. Good things will happen. Shot goes up. Bonzi Wells totally out of the play. You see him come in, just wants it a little bit more, and is able to make the reverse layup. The next time down the floor, not known for his ball handling, little up fake. He's going to drive the ball inside, slice between 2 defenders, and a nice soft finish off the glass. And you know, Rasheed Wallace really likes it. He's sitting over the bench. He wants to get back in the game, but cheering on his teammates.
And Wallace has just checked back in. The foul on Bonzi Wells was his second. Kobe hits the free throw, giving him 8 points. And finally, Sabonis, after 17 minutes, gets his first rest.
Now let's really keep our eye on Shaq. With Sabonis down, can he really get himself going and power that ball into the basket? So they're up 13 with the Blazers with the ball. Let's keep our eye here on the running score with Sabonis down.
As they try to go into Wallace, there's a Laker foul. It's number 2 on Robert Horry. Stops the clock with 6:54 to play in the first half. And Portland trying to push it to Game 7 in front by 13. Here's one of the keys you often mention.
Well, in this series, this has really proven true. And when the Lakers have won that, they have won. When Portland has won points off turnovers, they have won. You see tonight they're +8. And the other one is rebounding. When the Blazers beat them on the boards, they usually win the basketball game. And tonight, they're out rebounding them 13-10. So those 2 critical areas we talked about in our open, points off turnovers, taking care of the ball, and rebounding, the Blazers are winning.
Here's Detlef Schrempf, who didn't play in Game 4, then came off the bench and came up big in Game 5. Here it's knocked away from him. Horry's got the steal. Now Rick Fox to finish it.
That ball went right between Scottie Pippen's legs. He was like a goaltender in hockey. He tried to block the shot with his leg, went right through his leg.
Grant cross-court to Schrempf. Schrempf on the move with an off-balance jumper that's short. Bonzi Wells misses the tip.
Brian Grant worked so hard on that possession. The ball went side to side 2 different times before he finally got great post position. That's what I'm talking about. When Sabonis sits down, they have no answer in there.
The Lakers now with 6 unanswered points to trail by 9. Rasheed Wallace against Horry. Little flip inside to Bonzi Wells.
Boy, Bonzi Wells is active tonight. And, you know, sometimes when you make a very aggressive play early in the game to get results, especially if you're a young player, it gives you great confidence. I think we've seen that tonight in Bonzi Wells.
Horry for 3. Overshot it rather badly. Still can't find the range since Game 1. Pippen to that man, Bonzi Wells, but it's shoved back into his face by Horry. And then Bonzi Wells commits his 3rd.
Portland is committed to run every time they get an opportunity. And Robert Horry missed the 3, did not hang his head. came running down the floor and got a shot block there that prevented the Blazers maybe from an easy layup. And then Bonzi Wells, out of frustration with the foul, and then after the play gave Harper a little extra shot. You got to stay away from that. You don't want to get involved in those things tonight. And Scottie Pippen sits down for his first rest.
Stoudamire and Smith are in as Pippen and Wells go out. Wells was plenty active, as you said. In one sense, too active. 3 quick fouls. And a whistle at the other end.
Scottie Pippen sits down. He played the entire first quarter, 7 minutes here almost of the second quarter, and did not take a shot. So he played actually 19 minutes. And again, I think Scottie has to be very careful not to take himself completely out of the rhythm. Even though his team is winning, we found out that when he scores, it really helps his team.
Foul was on Stoudamire, his second. One more coming for Harper. You can log on to NBA.com and follow tonight's Lakers-Blazers game with Sync TV, the ultimate online companion to each NBA playoff broadcast. Real-time stats, polls, news, and the ability to interact with special guest hosts and other fans online. NBA.com Sync TV. Harper misses them both. Off the dribble into the lane, finds Grant, and now Smith. 4 on the shot clock, and Smith travels.
That's Kobe making a great defensive play. He knows Steve Smith loves to catch and go with that right hand. And what Kobe do? He jumped right to his right shoulder. Had it not been a walk, it would have been an offensive foul. Watch Kobe here with the quickness, jump out, the shuffling of the feet. Steve Smith as he walks to the basketball.
Harper on the drive, cut off by Smith. Horry overthrew Bryant. Kobe goes back near midcourt to get it. 6 on the shot clock as they get it in deep to Shaq, who was fouled.
I don't know how you can play him in there like that. When he catches that ball that deep, watch him turn in and the power. Bob, just watch this as he turns in. Watch that left arm as he rocks Brian Grant. Now, the rule is you cannot dislodge the defender down there to gain an advantage. And I've said all season long he's the toughest man in the league to referee because what is getting an advantage by using your arm and what is just in the natural flow of the game. It's very tough to determine.
Oh for 5. We mentioned the other night when he was running off 15 in a row spread over 3 games that he had 2 different games in the mid-90s with Orlando where he made 12 for 12. And Wilt, barely a 50% career shooter, was 28 for 32 at the line the night he scored 100 points. O'Neal is now 0 for 6 in this one, but it bounces back out to Harper. Here's Robert Horry back into O'Neal, triple teamed, and he shoots a very high percentage on those.
A little frustration in that dunk right there as Shaq missed both free throws. He's 0 for 6 from the line. He goes up powerfully and dunks it in the basket, and afterwards bangs in to Sabonis. And I think Sabonis might have got a technical on the play, but let's watch this. Frustration, power, all those things. Sabonis goes down and he grabs his leg, and they call a technical foul on Sabonis. That was all set up because they did not block off the free throw line.
Kobe misses the technical. Let's replay that exchange underneath. Somebody screaming. Sabonis was muttering, and eventually he took his complaint to Ron Garretson, who hit him with the technical. The Lakers have shot 7 of 16. 6 of those 9 misses belong to Shaq at the free throw line. Rasheed Wallace against Horry, who got a piece of it, but fouled him. Just to complete the thought on O'Neal, what I was getting at with Wilt, 28 of 32, just because a notoriously poor free throw shooter, has a good stretch, it doesn't mean that he's suddenly become a good free throw shooter. He's a work in progress. At the line, he has improved, but not to the point where he can be satisfied.
Well, a great point there. He is a work in progress. And when I talked to Phil Jackson about it, Shaquille O'Neal broke his wrist as a younger guy, and I think that really hurts him. He doesn't have full extension when he takes that ball back. He's big, he's strong, he's powerful, he's got huge hands, and it's very difficult for him to shoot a high percentage and stay in rhythm. And again, Bob, we've seen it. Game 1, then Game 2, what he shot 5 of 17 in a loss. The big Game 4 win here when he was perfect. And tonight, the free throw percentage by Shaquille O'Neal, he's 0 for 6 from the line.
Now John Sally and Shaquille O'Neal are in the game at the same time, which rarely happens. Glenn Rice is also back on the floor, and he's scored only 2 points so far in 12 minutes of play for the Lakers. Horry and Fox went out. Pippen on Bryant. Kobe over it. And Bryant has 11 first-half points.
Now, is this what L.A.'s trying to do? Exactly what 3 and 4. Portland gets off to a great start. L.A. weathers it, hang around, pull it close at half, hoping to be able to pull away in the second half. I think it's important that Blazers get a strong finish here.
Sabonis hooks over Shaq and misses, but the tip is there for Steve Smith.
Well, you normally don't see Ron Harper give up a second shot. He's very upset with himself. He's a veteran that does all the little intangibles. Not happy with himself on that play.
12 points for Smith. Kobe up in the air finds Rice for 3.
Well, somebody fell asleep that time. I think Scottie Pippen thought that Kobe was going to take the shot. He went in for the rebound. Kobe, with that great hang time, found Rice at the last moment.
Wallace puts it on the floor, and the block is called on John Sally.
Kobe Bryant with a great footwork, with a little inside turn. Look at him looking eye to eye. He goes up against one of the best defenders of all time and buries the little jump shot. The next time down the floor, he dribble penetrates. He gets hung in the air. He gets chased off his shot at the last moment. He finds Rice, and the Blazers don't want this guy to get hot. He had 21 here in Game 4. You're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.
Storm in New York coming up on Net Zero at the half. We'll look back at Indiana's series-clinching win over the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. Reggie Miller and the Pacers are going to the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history. We'll hear from Larry Bird on his way to the Finals for the first time as a coach after making it 5 times as a player in Boston. And we'll also talk with the Knicks' Patrick Ewing, denied yet again in his quest for a championship. It's all coming up at the half. Let's go back to Portland now and rejoin Bob, Doug, and Ahmad.
Hannah, thank you. Indiana was the model franchise of the ABA. They won 3 ABA championships in the 9-year existence of the league. But a long wait for veterans like these. 5 of the guys who will go to the finals with the Indiana Pacers are among the top 8 in terms of most playoff games appeared in without ever making it to the finals until now.
Well, you have to look there and you see some terrific pros, especially Reggie Miller, who has had such tremendous opportunities in the playoffs, has been so close, and you know right now he is so excited about his first finals opportunity, Bob.
Since the merger in 1976, none of the 4 former ABA teams had ever made it to the finals until last year when the Spurs won it all, and this year the Pacers make it too, in terms of getting to the finals.
I just think this last 2:46 here is vital for the Blazers. They have dominated this first half. They are up 9, opportunity to go 10, and they do not want to let the Lakers close this down going into half. That would be a big boost for the Lakers. So an important 2:46 here right now for Portland.
For what it may be worth, the Pacers were 2-0 against Portland this year and split 2 games, each team winning at home against the Lakers.
Remember, they ended the Lakers' 16-game winning streak in Conseco Fieldhouse.
Glenn Rice with Smith all over him. 2 seconds to shoot. They don't realize it. 24-second violation.
Kobe Bryant is really the only guy on the team that can create his own shot against that clock. He didn't have the ball that whole possession. They got it to Shaq so late, there was nothing he can do with it. That was excellent Portland defense.
Stoudamire turns the corner and hits off the glass. What about this guy?
Well, I will tell you this. Phil Jackson's got to talk to his team at halftime because their screen roll defense is very porous right now, and the Blazers are really hurting them with that, especially Stoudamire getting all the way to the basket for layups. He's only 5'10".
He's outscored Kobe in this half, 12-11. Here's Rice with a hand in his face, no good. Sally had it for an instant, but it's slapped away and stolen by Stoudamire. Wallace deep over Sally.
Big, powerful finish by Rasheed Wallace. Lakers right now need a tremendous possession here. They got to show poise. See if they can get that ball inside the Shaq.
Kobe from the head of the key. It spins out and Wallace takes it.
Keep the tempo up. Right now you're attacking. Stay in the attack mode. There you go.
Stoudamire pulls up and comes up short with it. He slipped his defender, but couldn't hit the jumper.
See, with John Sally on the floor, Rasheed Wallace is going to roam. He's going to be in anybody's lap who tries to post up.
Rice on the move. Tough hoop. And there was a lot of contact prior to that between Rice and Smith, which the officials let go.
Two opportunities here for one for the Blazers. They got an opportunity here to get a good possession, a defensive stop, and then another possession.
Scottie Pippen, his first shot, is into the hands of Fisher. Kobe Bryant thought about a three, now he will.
See, you're up 13. They get a score and a three, and it cuts it to 8. Now remember, Pippen hit a huge three at the end of the half of Game 5. Let's see if the Blazers can get a score.
Game clock overlapping the shot clock by a little more than 2 seconds. Damon Stoudamire into traffic, finds Rasheed.
He is really hurting him with his penetration, getting in the lane, forcing the Lakers to step up, and Rasheed Wallace once again with a great finish.
Only a couple of seconds to get off a shot.
Wow.
Kobe actually drew iron trying to bank it in from beyond half court.
Game 3, Portland up 10. Game 4 at half, Portland up 5. Tonight up 10. Can they seal the deal tonight? Can they close it? Can they push to Game 7? On the contrary, can the Lakers find a way to get back into this game and end this series tonight?
Scottie Pippen's with Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Bob. Scottie, in the last game you were so offensive-minded. Tonight only one shot.
Well, I'm just kind of letting everybody else take care of the game right now. Steve is rolling, Damon is doing a good job, and the rhythm of our offense is doing great. So I'm not going to break our rhythm right now, and hopefully second half I can get myself going.
You were in this situation, Game 3, Game 4. Portland came back. The Lakers came back and took it away from you. What do you have to do to make sure this goes to Game 7?
Well, I'm going to go in and make sure that we get out here in the second half, get warmed up, and have a good second half. I don't think we've been coming out getting good starts, so it's going to be very important that we come out and get started today.
All right, thanks, Scottie. Good luck to you in the second half. All right, back to you, Bob.
Ahmad, thanks. And now stay tuned for Hannah Storm, Isaiah Thomas, Peter Bessie, and Doc Rivers in our New York studios with Net Zero at the half. They'll have interviews and information on the Pacers' series-clinching win over the Knicks at Madison Square Garden, and they'll give us their impressions of the first half of this one at the Rose Garden. Portland is in front by 10, trying to push it to Game 7, and you're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.
The internet move at light speed, so a son's semifinal match can be webcast, and a dad can always keep his promise. Change the way people communicate, and you change the way they live. Lucent Technologies. Expect great things.
Sunday, Teresa Weatherspoon and the Eastern champion New York Liberty face Rookie of the Year Shamiqua Holtzclaw and the Washington Mystics. The WNBA on NBC, Sunday.
Hal Sutton. At the Players' Championship, he withstood the challenge of Tiger Woods. Now he sets his sights on golf's greatest championship, the U.S. Open, beginning June 15th on NBC.
Welcome to Net Zero. At the hat, Net Zero, defenders of the free world. Free internet access and free email forever. www.netzero.net.
Halftime in Portland with the Blazers leading the Lakers 49-39, and that despite the fact that Scottie Pippen has only attempted one shot and was scoreless in the first half of the game. Hi, everybody. Hannah Storm back with Isaiah Thomas, our special guest, Doc Rivers, and well, I guess now we know why he was Coach of the Year, Isaiah. Doc telling us before the game that they had to set the tempo and attack Kobe Bryant.
Well, that's what they had to do, and that's what they're doing, obviously. They're pushing the ball up the floor. They're getting into their offense quickly before Shaq can affect things, and they're going after Kobe. And they're going after him every way they can, and that's what they should do. The guy's injured. And having said that, Kobe's playing pretty well offensively, but he's having a tough time guarding.
Yeah, Doc, every time Kobe gets on someone, they switch it. They score. You got Damon Stoudamire, who set the tempo, got him going early. Kobe was guarding Stoudamire. Stoudamire goes by him down the lane, gets to the basket early, got his offense going. They were able to move the ball. They were able to stay in the up-tempo offense, and that's the way Portland wins basketball games.
Well, the two guys that he's been guarding, Steve Smith and Damon Stoudamire, combining for 24 points in the first half. In the early game tonight, the Indiana Pacers looked to close out the New York Knicks. Game 6 at Madison Square Garden. The teams were tied at 62 entering the fourth quarter. That's when Reggie Miller took over. Well, they called him Reggie Miller, the Knick Killer, and that's exactly what he was tonight. Miller with a big three-pointer to give Indiana a 2-point lead, and he just kept hitting them. Miller capping a 10-0 Pacer run. His fourth three-pointer of the game put Indiana up by 7. It was just vintage Miller. Steps back, nails the three over Latrell Sprewell, finished with a game-high 34 points, and got a ride from Dale Davis after the game. Davis, who helped carry the Pacers in the first half. There's the final, 93-80, as the Indiana Pacers advance to their first ever NBA Finals. And what a clutch performance in the fourth quarter by Miller. 17 points at all three of his three-point attempts. Perfect from the line, and afterwards Larry Bird talked about Miller's performance with Peter Vesey.
Larry, how much does Reggie Miller remind you of yourself?
Well, the night he was awesome. We was a little low out there, not scoring many points and not moving very well on the offensive end. He stepped up. He was very focused throughout the day, and he wanted to get it over with tonight.
Do you have to be as good as you are as a player to appreciate what this guy's able to accomplish under duress like this?
Well, it's tough for him coming here in New York, and he's had some big games. The key was he stayed focused. He believed in our team. He believed in what we was trying to do, and it worked out for him. And I'm very happy for Reggie, and even the rest of the guys hadn't had an opportunity to play in the finals.
Now, for 3 years now, you have been preaching to this team how much you wanted to see them in the finals. Why, and what does that mean to you?
Well, that's what the NBA is all about. Put yourself in a position to play for a world championship. When I took the job, I told Donnie that, I don't know why I said it, but for some reason I said, I will get this team to the finals. And it wasn't me. It's their trust in what we're trying to do. And the players respect me. They've worked hard for me over the last 3 years. And it's just a great experience for these guys. And once they get there, they'll find out what this NBA is all about.
Is there any leftover hostility in you being an ex-Celtic with the Lakers if they get into the finals?
No question. No question. But, the Lakers had their runs, and they've done well over the years. But hopefully we'll shoot the ball a little bit better, whoever we play against. And if we do that, we'll be in it.
And no matter who you meet in the finals, this is the first time in this playoff series that you will not have the home court advantage. Will that make a difference?
Well, if we stay focused, and instead of talking about going out there and getting one and go out and stay focused and try to get two of them. These guys vary at times, and they got to stay focused, and every game and every minute means something.
Okay. Thank you very much, and back to you, Hannah.
Well, they won this series-clinching victory on the road, and they might have some extra rest if the Western Conference Finals go 7. How could you see them faring in the finals, Isaiah?
And I think they'll do extremely well, and here's why. Because they can score. They can score the ball from every position, from the point guard to shooting guard. They got two guys who are capable of getting 40 points, as we've seen in Jalen Rose and Reggie Miller. Defensively, they're solid. The only problem they will have is rebounding. If they can show up the rebounding effort, they got a chance to beat L.A. or Portland.
Really?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they're the East version of the Utah Jazz. They've been knocking on the door. Now they're in, and you never know what will happen.
Well, they swept the Blazers this season, and they split with the Lakers. We'll hear from the Knicks' Patrick Ewing coming up. First, a message from Net Zero and a word from the NBA.
Take her down now.
Rock and roll! I'm here to stay! You left everything behind. Your family, your country. Why?
Почему приехал?
В моей стране ничего нет за бесплатно. Не буду платить за интернет-акс.
What's he saying?
He wants net zero.
Well, of course he does.
Free internet access. Net zero.
Teresa Weatherspoon at the buzzer and breathes.
The New York Knicks surprised a lot of people by going to the finals last year, but they will not be heading back. Latrell Sprewell had a big game for the Knicks, but the combination of Patrick Ewing, Allen Houston, and Larry Johnson shot just 14 for 40 tonight. After the game, Ewing spoke with Jim Gray.
Was this team just too banged up, and was it too much to overcome all the physical ailments that were going on with the Knicks?
I really don't have an explanation. I mean, you know, there's no excuse. Indiana, they deserved it. They played well enough to get the win. They made all the plays down the stretch, and we didn't. You know, I take my hat off to them.
How disappointing is this for you based on your age now and time running out?
I'm just disappointed, period. I mean, I don't care about the age and all that stuff. I think I have a lot of time. But, you know, I'm disappointed and frustrated. You know, we had a golden opportunity, and we let it slip away.
What would you say was the reason for that?
I have no explanation.
You say you feel you have a lot of time left. Does that mean you definitely plan on being back next year and playing?
Definitely.
Patrick, thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, Patrick Ewing is going to take a lot of the blame for the Knicks' loss in this series, but is that fair, Isaiah?
No, it's totally unfair. He should take no blame for the losses that they've had in this series. It was a total team effort. Patrick tonight put up 18 points, gave him 12 rebounds. I think without Patrick tonight, they definitely probably would have got beat by 20 to 25 points. Looked like this Knicks team just didn't show up to play tonight.
You're a former teammate of his, Doc. What do you think?
Well, he shouldn't take the blame. He had 18 points. Like Isaiah said, the Pacers were more aggressive. They had 31 free throws, or 32 free throws to the Knicks 19. That's the difference of the game. You know, I think being more aggressive won the game for them. Rick Smits only played 13 minutes in this game. Patrick Ewing outplayed the center for the Indiana Pacers. He should get no blame.
All right, well, Peter Vesey visited both locker rooms after the game. And, Peter, what struck you?
Well, you know, you couldn't tell by Latrell Sprewell's performance tonight, but when you went into the locker room, you could see how much he was hurting. In fact, he said that in the last 3 games, because of his injured toe, he has not had pain like this ever. Marcus Camby also says the same thing. His swollen knee prevented him from doing what he does. In the Pacers locker room, Jalen Rose and the rest of the Pacers, all they wanted to talk about was what it meant for them to see Mark Jackson get into the finals, especially here in home where he was brought up. I asked Mark Jackson if he could put it into words what he felt, and he thought a little bit, and then he said, "I just wish my father was alive to see this."
Nice, Peter. Thank you very much. Meanwhile, the Trailblazers lead the Lakers by 10. Portland trying to force a Game 7. We'll send you back to the Rose Garden for the second half after these messages from your local station.
This has been Net Zero at the half. Net Zero, defenders of the free world. Free internet access and free email forever. Call 1-800-DEFENDER.
Now on Mondays, start your week with a bonus Law and Order. NBC Mondays at 9, 8 Central. Extra episodes of Law and Order.
Order! This is outside the scope of your authority.
Now, Law and Order twice a week.
We'll hit them with everything we have.
Every Wednesday. And now, Mondays at 9, 8 Central on NBC. Columbo, Kojak, Magnum P.I. And now...
The adventure begins.
The Michael Richards Show, coming this fall to NBC. Dodge, different. Big savings, just about. Big savings, almost everything. Not a perfect world. Cash allowance, up to 2,000. Magnum Power, up to 2,000. Caravans, 1,000 cash allowance, almost every car, almost everything. Not a perfect world. Limited time. Dodge savings. Don't wait. Dodge different. Dodge different. Dodge different.
Joe Becker, only on Northwest News Channel 8.
Dude?
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 Dude.
The new Ford Focus. Smooth ride, smooth price. At your Northwest Ford store.
At Les Schwab, we're proud of our written warranty. The warranty you don't pay extra for. The warranty that does what it says. Free road hazard protection. Free tire rotation. Free flat repair. And much more. Think of our warranty as a customer service thank you. Honored at more than 300 Les Schwab tire centers throughout the West. It's why we say, if we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it.
Deal with it.
Nothing puts more fun in your life than a Jeep Wrangler. With Wrangler's legendary capability, it's made for fun. On-road, off-road, back-road. And now, deal with this. A new Jeep Wrangler for around 15 grand. Whatever life throws your way,
Deal with it.
in a Jeep Wrangler. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
The Portland Trailblazers have been in this position before on their home court, up by as many as 10 at halftime in this playoff series against the Lakers. They haven't been able to close the deal, either in Game 3, where they led by 10, or in Game 4, where they were up by 5 at halftime. They dropped both of those games. Back with Doug Collins, Bob Costas at the Rose Garden. What jumps out at you from that stat sheet?
Well, what jumps out at me is the Lakers moved Kobe Bryant over on Damon Stoudamire to start the game, so they went right at him and attacked him with Damon Stoudamire. When he slid over to play Steve Smith, they attacked him, and they did it in different ways. Quickness-wise with Stoudamire, size-wise with Steve Smith. They combined for 24 points. Look what Portland shot. More importantly, free throws for L.A. Shaq 0 for 6, and the turnovers led to 12 Portland points. They're winning the battle of the turnovers. They're out-rebounding them, and they have 30 points in the paint to only 18 for the Lakers, so they're dominating in every category right now. But really, it was the guards who set the tone. Steve Smith, and you talked about how steady he's been. 16 points in every series thus far, playing exceptionally well, as 12 tonight. Bonzi Wells gave them a nice lift off the bench. He had 6. And Damon Stoudamire comes from behind, knocks the ball away from Kobe Bryant. He has 12. So the rhythm has been good. Stoudamire moves in behind Sabonis, a little shovel pass underneath his arm. And the numbers, again, jump out. They combine 12 of 19 shooting, 24 points. Interestingly enough, Scottie Pippen only takes 1 shot in the half because he likes the flow of what the Blazers are doing. And I think even more importantly, Pippen, no fouls. Sabonis, no fouls. Real key as they go into the second half.
So we'll return to Portland for the start of the second half in just a moment. You're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.
With some of the most advanced safety systems ever engineered into a 4x4, including QuadraDrive, our most advanced four-wheel drive system ever, and a quick response steering system. It's no wonder Jeep Grand Cherokee is one of the safest ways to cross treacherous terrain.
I am looking for a house, for a duplex.
With a fenced yard.
Close to the park.
Where I can be myself.
Everybody's looking for something different in a home. Now there's only one place they have to look.
ColdwellBanker.com. When you need an address, try ours.
Gentlemen, a moment of silence in honor of Bob. Bob, a good friend, a good man. His time had come. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
First, get a designated driver. Next, grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Excuse me, our car broke down. Can anyone give us a ride home?
Back later, guys.
Oh, yes, thanks.
Hello.
Only one can be the best.
To treat athlete's foot, it's Lamisil AT with full prescription strength. These take 4 weeks of treatment. Lamisil AT cures it with just one. 3 months later, you're still athlete's foot free. Lamisil AT, the best way to cure athlete's foot.
1-800-COLLECT presents Ava Save-A-Lot.
Hey, you in the hat. Who you calling collect, Mom? Or girlfriend?
It's my girlfriend.
Then show her you really care. Dial 1-800-COLLECT. As in collect calls. Got it?
It's easy.
And it saves the people you call at least $1 or $2. Girlfriends love that. Can someone move the truck that's blocking me?
Mom, I'll call you back.
1-800-COLLECT. Save $1 or $2.
Get ready for a golden summer of champions on NBC. The French Open, the NBA Finals, the U.S. Open, Wimbledon, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, the WNBA, the U.S. Olympic Trials, and television's biggest event, the Olympics from Sydney, Australia, all on NBC, America's Olympic Network.
Ahmad Rashad back at the Rose Garden where the Trailblazers lead it by 10. Bill Jackson told his team they have to be more aggressive. They've got to get more flow in their offense, and they've got to really start their offense flowing. Mike Dunleavy told his team to continue their aggression, try to take the ball to the basket, and more importantly, do not have a flat third quarter. Bob?
That last part is the most important part based on recent history. Don't have a flat third quarter.
Well, you see this. It's the 5th straight game they've had the halftime lead. Now, they won Game 2, obviously, and they won Game 5. The guy that's going to lead the charge here in the third quarter is Scottie Pippen. He told Ahmad he was going to go in at halftime, make sure the guys come out, got warmed up, got into the game. I expect him to be more offensive-minded here to start this period.
Laker ball down by 10. Glenn Rice wanted to take the three. They got up on him. So they go deep instead to Shaq. Little jump hook over Sabonis, rolls off, but the tip drops.
Rasheed did not check off. That's twice now AC Green has gone to the offensive boards. One time he got Ron Harper a layup, that time a lucky tip, but you got to work hard. Let's see, Scottie goes right back at him here.
Sabonis' pass is deflected and intercepted by Bryant.
If the Lakers score here, I call timeout right now.
Well, they've scored 4 quick points, and there's a whistle after this basket by Harper.
You can work so hard for 24 minutes and give it right back. Look at the Lakers here. Ron Harper with the finish. They said Scottie Pippen was in the dotted line blocking foul. So, Bob, we have played 46 seconds. And if he makes this free throw, the lead has already been cut in half. That's how quickly it goes, especially if you lose your concentration, and the Blazers have been known to do that.
The foul was Pippen's first against his old Chicago teammate. 5 unanswered points just like that. So the Lakers, who once trailed by 15, who trailed by 10 at halftime, now less than a minute into the third quarter, are within 5.
And when you lose the lead at home, you feel more pressure than you do on the road. You have a tendency to tighten up as your fans start getting nervous. Clock's getting down against them.
5 seconds to shoot. Wallace will. It pops out. No luck on the shot, and the Blazers needed some luck there.
Well, when you isolate like that, the one thing you don't do is get offensive rebounds if you miss. The Blazers shot 56% in the first half. They will not do that in the second half.
Kobe dumps it into Rice for the jumper. That won't stay down, and Sabonis takes it.
They got to push, Bob. They don't want to play a half-court game.
Pippen. It's a big one if he hits it, but he doesn't. Out of bounds and touched last by Portland.
Scottie Pippen has taken 2 shots, both of them 3-pointers. He's at his best when he's attacking. And remember, we talked about the Blazers. When they come out shooting jump shots, they start standing around. When they attack is when they are at their best. Right now, shooting jumpers and standing.
Harper gets to the basket, throws it up on the run. Green follows it. Neither can hit, and here comes Stoudamire. It's 3-on-2 if they hurry. Pippen had it knocked away by Rice. Rice against Steve Smith. O'Neal in deep. Coming over to block it from behind is Pippen. Stoudamire up in the air finds Smith. Little flip will drop. Neither will a tip. Sabonis has it. Turn around off the glass, no good, and there was a whistle.
But that's great energy. That's what you want to see if you're Mike Dunleavy. Even though you didn't get the result, the game is picked up here. They've been able to run. They haven't been able to finish, but Sabonis with the extra effort. Steve Smith gets inside, misses a tough shot, and it's one effort and a tip, and then Sabonis goes after it one more time, attempts a little fading jump shot and gets fouled. But these are 2 big free throws to try to stem this tide, to push this lead back up to 7.
After almost 2.5 minutes, their first point of the second half. Sabonis, who won an Olympic gold medal as the star of what was then the Soviet Union team in 1988 in the games in Seoul, Korea, makes them both. At that time, as we mentioned earlier in the series, he was one of the half-dozen best all-round players in the world and possessed a remarkable array of subtle skills for a man 7'3".
And to me, still one of the most fun guys to watch play because he can pass, shoot, and he really knows how to play.
But age and injuries have compromised those skills to a certain extent. Kobe up in the air to find Rice for 3. And just before the shot clock, Glenn Rice hammers home the 3. He's got 10, and more importantly, it's a 4-point game.
Yeah, don't leave Glenn Rice. Remember in the third quarter the other night, Game 4, he got it going, had a big 12-point quarter. Scottie comes down the unforced error, dribbles the ball out of bounds. If I'm Mike Dunleavy, I might get a timeout here, but here comes Scottie, leaves, and Steve Smith does not get there soon enough on Rice. He buries the 3. Portland right now in a fog, and the Lakers are attacking.
Ron Harper given room by Pippen, gets it back from Shaq, and it's swatted out of there by Wallace.
That's the one that Bill Russell used to block and tap it to your teammate. That's not the pick on Rasheed Wallace. Block the shot, don't knock it out of bounds. Possession more important there than giving it back to the Lakers.
Glenn Rice knocked away by Steve Smith, and Steve Smith takes off. Portland needed that.
Yes, they sure did. Steve Smith with great hands. Not a guy you'd expect to be able to get out of that open court.
And a little bit of breathing room at 6. A.C. Green flings one up. Jack can't hit the tip, and Sabonis takes the rebound. O'Neal is 4 for 11. He scored only 8. Rasheed against A.C. Green, who gets some help. And Wallace misses the bank shot.
Again, no offensive rebounders. They're spacing the floor so much to give him room.
Kobe Bryant pulls up and misses. Shaq takes the rebound away from Pippen. Tries a jumper of his own on the baseline that's short.
Sabonis has done a great job keeping him out of the lane.
Smith with Wallace screening for him. And a whistle away from the ball. An illegal defense is called on the Lakers. That ought to be their second. And a technical foul.
When you play against Shaquille O'Neal, you've got to be willing to put your body in there and take it. And that's what Sabonis does. He takes the lick there from Shaquille and forces him to shoot that little fading jump shot. So this guy tonight is doing a great job. His numbers don't give you the real impact of what he has done tonight. Steve Smith, again, shooting the technical foul. That was the second illegal defense.
just to go up and down the floor and bang in the paint for some portion of 48 minutes with Shaquille O'Neal ought to win you a Medal of Honor.
Well, and you can see what Mike Dunleavy's doing. He's trying to keep Sabonis out there against Shaq as much as he can because he knows Brian Grant is undersized. The guy tries so hard, but he just can't match up with him.
Smith around the Sabonis screen for the lunging jumper that's good. Shaq came out at it, but Smith was able to get it off.
When you got something working, stay with it. In the first half, Steve Smith ran that play. He got a basket. They came back the next time, and Sabonis scored.
And they built it back to 9. Kobe cuts it to 7.
What a shot. That ball was on a line drive. I don't know how it went in the basket, but you can see Rasheed Wallace was not even playing AC Green. The minute he passed, it went right over to double-team Kobe.
Stoudamire. It's a two-pointer. He was just inside the line.
You think Damon Stoudamire doesn't want to win this game tonight? All he's heard about is the 2 games we've won, he and Anthony have not played many minutes. He wants to change that tonight.
Remember, this is his hometown. He'd love to do it here. These are more hometown fans in a real sense for him than for most of his teammates. Shaquille O'Neal ad-libs a shot and it spills off. Sabonis has it.
Shaq is tired.
Stoudamire spinning, finding Pippen. Rasheed Wallace mismatch on Harper. Who fouled him?
Shaq is working so hard. They've involved him in pick and roll. They're running 2 and 3 guys at him. Right now, he's going back to the bench and he's laboring.
He's 0 for 5 in this half and 4 for 13 in the game.
NBA on NBC is brought to you by Brew Refresh Budweiser, the official beer sponsor of the NBA. By Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. And by Chrysler.
The Blazers are making Shaquille O'Neal work so hard on every possession. Nothing has come easy. Sabonis has tried to keep his body on him. They've run Pippen at him. They've run Rasheed Wallace at him. Forces him into a tough shot. He goes for the second effort. And you can just see he is laboring a little bit right now. He is struggling 0 for 5 in this quarter as he trots back down the floor. And they've done a great job this quarter. And remember now, Bobby, in Game 5, he was 6 of 6 from the floor in the second half, but only got 2 shots in that fourth quarter when they were swarming him defensively. You can see what he's done here tonight defensively. When Sabonis is playing him, 3 for 12, Brian Grant 1 of 1. That's why Sabonis has to be on the floor. He's the only guy with a body big enough just to try to keep him out of the paint.
Halfway through the third quarter, O'Neal, leading scorer in the regular season and in the playoffs, with 8 points, 0 for 6 at the free throw line to go along with the 4 of 13 from the floor.
He pulled the string on that one. That one barely hit the front of the rim. And we know how vital free throws are.
Wallace, normally a good free throw shooter, hits the second one.
We played about half the third quarter. Blazers have got that 10-point lead back, so they weathered a little slow start, and they got their 10-point halftime lead back.
Bryant leans in with the jumper, and the rebound comes to Wallace.
If Portland keep the tempo up.
Pippen spinning on Rice. Hammered by Shaq.
That could be a flagrant there. We'll have to see what happens. But Scotty took a big-time blow from Shaquille as he came over. I think they're going to give him a flagrant foul. There'll probably be 2 shots in the ball. If you don't make a play on the ball, it's flagrant. We'll have to see what the referees call her. Scotty goes baseline. Now remember, he has not scored, only taken 2 threes. Shaquille O'Neal comes over. That's a flagrant one. Now flagrant one is 2 shots in the ball. Flagrant 2 is 2 shots of ball and ejected. 20-second timeout. Now remember, Scottie Pippen's had 2 back surgeries, so a blow like that would have to concern you.
Scottie Pippen shaking it off, which isn't easy. When 325, 330 pounds of Shaquille O'Neal levels you.
Well, he's going to go baseline and beat Glenn Rice with the move. And here comes Shaq over. And really what got Shaq to foul was that he turned his shoulder at the last minute. When you turn your body and go hard into a player like that, that's going to be a flagrant one. You can see Scotty looks like he's got a headache. His back is hurting. And when you get hit by that man, Shaquille O'Neal, you're going to feel it in every bone of your body. Now, again, this is 2 free throws. Blazers are up 11, and they'll have possession of the basketball. This could be a 4-point play.
Scottie Pippen playing in his 197th career playoff game. Only one man in NBA history has appeared in more postseason games, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who played into his 40s and is way out front with 237.
And the other night with his 6 steals in Game 5, he passed Michael Jordan as the all-time steals leader in playoff basketball.
So now it's the Blazers by 11. Damon Stoudamire. Over O'Neal. No good in the rebound to Green.
So the Lakers only get 1 point off that flagrant one.
Stoudamire trying to contend with Bryant. He flips it into Shaq. A little hop into the lane, and before he can take a shot, there's a foul.
You know, that's Sabonis' first foul. What Mike Dunleavy would like to be able to do is for him to have 3 going into the 4th period. So if he picks up another one, maybe 2, he'll keep that eye on that lead, but he wants him to have 3 fouls to use on Shaq in the 4th.
When Rice gets into the paint, Shaq can't follow it, and it's little Stoudamire who comes up with it, pushing it to the front court. Bryant and Harper surrounded Wallace, and one of them fouled him.
See, but what happened on that play, Wallace was down the floor quicker than any of the Laker big men, so Ron Harper had to pick him up. He immediately had the mismatch and had to take the foul. But look at this. Look who's guarding him. This is why they want to run, because the Laker big men can't get back with him defensively.
Pippen. Rebound saved to the corner. Stoudamire slings it back into Sabonis, but hold on.
I'm getting ready to say, if Sabonis took that shot with a new shot clock. Scotty stepped out of bounds as he went for that loose ball, so see, Scotty is really trying to get in the flow of this game right here. Actually kicked the ball out of bounds. Stoudamire stepped on the line.
The foul prior to that had been on Harper, his 3rd. Bryant still has only 1, and here is Kobe finding Harper. He's swinging around to Green.
Blazers got 5 guys in the lane. Rice is going to have to make a jumper and loosen this up.
Which he just did. He's got a dozen now. And the Lakers trail by 9. Scottie Pippen kicks it out to Stoudamire from the corner. Could have been a 3. Sabonis, though, gives them a fresh 24.
Going to go high screen roll once again with Steve Smith. They've hurt them on this play. Watch Sabonis stepping back.
You called it, but he couldn't hit it. AC Green on the move with a hook that spills off. Shaq is there, and he was fouled.
And that's a great foul by Rasheed Wallace. Don't let Shaq catch the ball and lay it in the basket. He's 0 for 6 from the free throw line. You've got to make him earn his free throws tonight.
AC Green out. Robert Horry in. And 2 coming for O'Neal. That's his first make of the night. They were remarkable heroes, but many of their stories were never told. Now at last a tribute. The opening of the National D-Day Museum, and who better to bring you this special event than Tom Brokaw. Don't miss the Home of the Brave on NBC Nightly News Monday. Stoudamire has it after Shaq makes one of two. And one of 8 for the game now. Sabonis dumps it inside to Smith. A brilliant pass and the reverse by Smith.
You cannot take your eye off of your man when you are guarding Sabonis or when you're off the ball. He will find you. That time, a beautiful drop-down pass to Steve Smith.
And the lead is back to 10. Whistle at the other end. Foul on Steve Smith, and that's his second.
Sabonis is going to come in the lane with this. Looks like he's going to shoot a sweeping hook shot. At the last minute, he's going to pass it. Harper turns his head. Steve Smith goes right behind him, works against his vision, lays the ball in the basket. Blazers still lead by 10.
To all the new e-business.
I'm speaking of pro women athletes. Are they playing any less hard than the fellas? Is their blood any less red? Whether it's tennis, track, or hoops, their sacrifices the same.
The producer of Law & Order has done it again. A new show this fall on NBC. He's an award-winning journalist, part-time teacher.
How many victims?
And a full-time mystery solver.
It's about the truth. It's about finding out what really happened.
He begins where the crime ends.
I'd like your help in that.
Oliver Platt in Deadline, NBC this fall.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Toyota, making it happen every day. And by Nike.
The Blazers have been committed all series long to stopping the most, or trying to slow down the most dominant player in the NBA, the MVP, Shaquille O'Neal. And you look at his numbers, more importantly, how hard they're making him work. Gets the ball inside. 2 big men force him a quick shot, can't get the tip to go. Here he comes in, backs down 2 guys once again, the jump shot outside the lane. He catches it deep, he thinks he's got a layup, Pippen in from behind with a long arm. He goes for the offensive rebound, the frustration, he misses the dunk. So the Blazers have done a great job of slowing down Shaquille O'Neal. More importantly, Arvydas Sabonis have stayed out of foul trouble. The rebounds, the points, relatively even. And if you are the Blazers, you have to be thrilled with that. You've got a 10-point lead, and also Scottie Pippen only has 1 point.
Here's Kobe Bryant into the corner for Robert Horry. His 3 hits the side of the glass. Shaq is there and beats the 24-second clock as he rolls it in.
Arvydas Sabonis tried to take that foul, and Shaq just cowered right through him.
How about Robert Horry, though?
Well, he's thinking about that jump shot right now. You can see that. Nothing's coming easy.
He couldn't hit the ocean from the shore right about now.
When Shaq gets this rebound, watch Sabonis here. He's going to reach out. He tries to grab Shaq right there. That little touch foul, the referee's not going to call. He's going to have to reach up and grab him, wrap him up.
After Glenn Rice's second foul, Pippen stands at the line and has a chance now to up the lead back to 10. Robert Horry in transition, taking it to the basket, a wild shot that's no good.
That was a long first step, and Robert Horry heard you, I think, Bob. His outside jumper wasn't going. He said, you know what, I've got to get to the basket. And he does, and he's going to shoot 2 free throws here as Rasheed Wallace picks the foul up, which is his 3rd.
Well, he still has his stroke from the line. This Sunday on NBC, our coverage of the WNBA continues as Teresa Weatherspoon and the Liberty take on league sensation Shamiqua Holdsclaw and the Mystics. The WNBA on NBC Sunday at 1 Eastern.
Remember, runs now at the end of the last 2 minutes. The Lakers would love to get a little surge here, cut this maybe to 2 or 3. The Blazers would like to have a double-figure lead.
Sabonis' pass intended for Wallace goes astray.
That's a bad angle to try to make that pass. He's on the line there with Wallace. You've got to get in an angle where you can make that delivery.
Harper had to go off his fingertips and exchange of turnovers. Inside 2 minutes to play in quarter number 3. Rasheed Wallace into the paint for the slam.
Wow, no flip there. Just turn and go with power. See, that's one of those momentum baskets right now. The crowd is into it once again.
Bryant from Ori.
And that's one of those crowd quieters if you are a Laker fan right now. Kobe, again, with that little jump shot that has been on target here in Portland.
Kobe has 18 tonight. A minute to play in the third. Rasheed Wallace with the jumper. And he answers.
How good is this guy? Since he got thrown out of game 1, he's averaged 26 points a game in the last 5 ball games. He has been terrific.
And he's been gritty, too. Played all 48 minutes of Game 4 on a bad ankle. Harper left alone. Stoudamire cuts in front of Rice, beats him to the rebound, takes it ahead to Pippen. Spins between 2 defenders and draws the foul.
Rasheed Wallace, inside, outside. Bob, we marvel at this young man's talent. He's got position, long arms, quick move across the middle, and no little jump shot. Extends and power dunks it, and you see the emotion in Rasheed Wallace. The next time down, he was pushed off the block, and he hit the outside jump shot. 4 quick points. Pippen now shooting 2 more free throws.
The foul on Harper was his 4th. He sits. Shaw enters. Pippen at the line has scored 3 points, and as you see, still does not have a field goal in the game.
But has a major impact with his defense roaming around. He's one of the reasons why Shaquille O'Neal is working so hard. You get a stop here, Bob. You got a double-digit lead going in.
Kobe hands it to Shaq, and you can't stop that.
And that's one of the things that the Blazers don't want to give him are those power dunks.
But if you told the Blazers Shaq would have 13 points after 3, they would take it happily.
Absolutely.
That's Kobe's 2nd.
Kobe Bryant tries to take the charge. Right there, he reaches in with that left arm, and Steve Smith, the wily veteran, reaches up and hooks him to sort of bait him into that foul. That's the same kind of foul Kobe got game 5. His 6th foul, the little lockdown by Steve Smith fouled him out when he was in the post.
Smith, an excellent free throw shooter, averaging 16.5 a game in the playoffs after averaging 15 a game in the regular season. That was his 20th point. And look how consistent he has been.
How about the three-point shooting? As the series gets tougher, it's supposed to get tighter. He shot the ball better. Rasheed Wallace going out, quick rest, 3 fouls. They don't want him to pick up his 4th in the last 19 seconds of this 3rd period. Kobe Bryant, 6 seconds.
Shaq double team. Back to Kobe. Fires a three. And it's a huge one for Kobe Bryant. So the Blazers, who led by 10 at halftime, are up by 8 heading into the fourth, but it would have been 11 without this.
Bonzi Wells gave too much help, and Kobe Bryant, it's unbelievable. He shot the ball much better here on the road than he has in the Staples Center. That's a big shot. Just mentally, instead of being down double digits at 11, you're within 8, and you feel good about yourself going into that timeout to start the fourth quarter.
Kobe has 21. He and Steve Smith lead all scorers with 21 points. You're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other dissemination or use of this telecast, or of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
Now, this is the play that I was talking about in Game 5. Late in the game, Steve Smith gets down in the block with Kobe Bryant. Kobe's got 5. He reaches in there and locks him up with that arm. Kobe gets called for the foul. The sixth foul, he said, look, I got hooked. What do we see tonight? Watch Steve Smith reach in there right there, sort of grab that arm and hook him, and take another look. And then let's take a listen here at the audio what Kobe says to Danny Crawford.
No, all I see is your body. What, he pulled you on it? Okay, I see your body checking. That's all I see, okay? If he pulled you, I'll get it. My bad. Kobe. Because he is slick. Okay?
He is slick. He's a veteran. He should be slick.
How good is Danny Crawford? That's great refereeing right there, too. He tells Kobe, I know what Steve Smith's all about. Now let's see the Blazers. It's a big possession here. They got a chance to push this thing back to double digits with the first possession of the quarter.
Bonzi Wells. Brian Shaw on him. Sabonis, wide open.
Got it. How about 11? Was that a 3?
No, it was a 2.
Oh, I thought he had his feet behind the line, but a long 2 to a 10-point lead.
O'Neal trying to come right back at him and answer, and he loses it.
The Blazers do not want to get in a half-court game. This has been good to them. Keep pushing so the Laker big men can't get back and get sacked.
Steve Smith swatted out of there by Robert Horry, but into the hands of Pippen. 6 seconds to shoot. Scotty off the glass, and it stays down.
Now, Scotty's got a lot of energy. He has not used much on offense tonight. He can set himself up here for a big fourth quarter for the Blazers.
That was his first field goal. He has 6 points. Brian Shaw for 3. He got a good look at it and hit it cleanly.
Remember I said they need to use the 3 wisely. Game 5, they took 27 threes. Tonight, they've taken 9 and made 5 of them, shooting over 50%.
Bonzi Wells driving on Shaw, up and under, no good. Glenn Rice for 3.
Don't leave him.
Sabonis had board position on O'Neal.
Brian Grant better get out of that lane. Almost a 3-second call.
Bonzi Wells will try a 2-pointer and hit it.
Now, he's not known for shooting that long outside jumper. He loves to post and get in there and bang.
He's chipped in with 8 off the bench. Blazers by 11. O'Neal cuts it to 9.
That was a nice rhythm move by Shaquille. Probably the cleanest look he's got in a long time. And we look out at the Blazer lineup. They've gone with that big backcourt. Pippen, Steve Smith, and Bonzi Wells out there now with Brian Grant and Sabonis.
Underneath to Bonzi Wells, who got free.
This is the Bonzi Wells we saw in the first 2 games.
Kobe Bryant had it knocked away by Steve Smith. Smith scoops it up. He's got Pippen on his right. Scotty waits for his teammates, one of whom is Grant. Grant up, a little contact, no foul, and Wells and Ori are tied up for the jump ball.
We have not seen Greg Anthony tonight. We have seen Bonzi Wells because of his size and his ability to score. He steps out on the floor and he makes the jump shot. And then the next time down the floor, he goes right into the block. They front him. The great pass, the two-hand catch, the powerful finish. The Blazers are up by 11 and attacking.
New York takes on Washington. The WNBA on
Third, only in theaters.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Miller Lite. The coolest stuff in the world is at Miller's Get the Goods Online auction. And by Ford F-Series. The best-selling trucks are built Ford tough.
To start this game tonight, Mike Dunleavy said, we have got to go to the boards, we have to rebound. They're winning the battle of the boards by 5. And look at this play by Sabonis. He blocks out Shaquille O'Neal, keeps him away from him, and goes up with one hand. And in the timeout, this is what Mike Dunleavy has to say to his team.
On the boards! Stay everybody on the boards! Strong! Everybody's got, all 5 guys got to get in. Stay on it.
You know, easy stuff, man.
They're coming to the glass every time. We got to be there.
If they will rebound, and if the Lakers are going to go to that glass, then Portland can push the ball out and take advantage of that. You also heard Scottie Pippen's voice, no dunks.
Arvydas Sabonis, as you saw for a moment there, with 8 rebounds, all of them in the second half. Danny Crawford to toss it up between Wells and Ori. And the Lakers have it. Before the game, you said they needed 15 from Glenn Rice. He's got 12. Almost 9 minutes still remaining. Used the threes wisely. They've taken only 10 and hit half of them. Kobe Bryant, we didn't know if he'd play. He's played every second, and he scored 21 points. That one's short. And Bonzi Wells beats a couple of Lakers to the ball. So many of the things the Lakers hoped would turn out right have turned out right, and they still trail by 11 because Shaq has been held to 15, about half his average.
Well, we said he had to dominate in the paint, and the Blazers have done a great job of just trying to slow him down and make him work. And Bonzi Wells made a great hustle play. Coming out of that timeout, the ball was loose. It was bouncing on the floor, and he went back and got it. And sometimes it's the loose balls, it's the rebounds, all the chances to get an extra possession, especially when you have the lead.
After Rick Fox's third foul, Blazers inbound. Here's Bonzi Wells with the turnaround, and it won't drop for him. But Brian Grant wins the battle for the rebound.
Now they get a new 24-second shot clock. That means they could use up to 48 seconds on this possession.
Grant was fouled trying to take it to the rack. That's 3 on Bryant. Brian Grant, in his 6th year out of Xavier, will shoot a couple. So far, it's been a world of upsets at the always unpredictable French Open, but American Venus Williams is still leading the championship charge as she takes to the court and keeps her hopes of winning her first Grand Slam title alive. The French Open, presented by BNP Paribas. Coverage begins tomorrow at 3 Eastern on NBC.
Look at the pressure up the floor. Going to get a shot clock. Oh, barely beat it.
Kobe Bryant had it stripped away, but there was a foul.
They almost got a 10-second violation there. That was very, very close.
They've got 10 seconds to get it across midcourt as we take another look at it. The Blazers up by 13 and applying pressure in the backcourt.
You see right there down at the shot clock, at 14 it's a violation, so watch what happens. That thing is ticking down, and Robert Horry at the last minute, boy, that was very, very close.
And Kobe misses the first one.
And Mike Dunleavy's going to call a timeout. Now this is what Phil Jackson does a lot. Guy misses the free throw and makes the first one. He takes the timeout in between the second one. Maybe let him think about it, and then he'll talk to his team what he wants them to do coming out of this timeout.
What did you want to be when you were growing up? Claire wanted...
Oh, that was hot! Did you see that?
Yeah, it was hot.
The battle continues. And only the mighty remain.
It has been a war.
On a quest for greatness, their destiny awaits.
Oh, no! Block, what a rejection! Great steal!
And from the chaos will come a champion. The NBA Finals 2000 on NBC. Coming soon.
Famed Pebble Beach. Over the years, it's witnessed U.S. Open magic, where Jack Nicklaus won the third of his 4 U.S. Open titles, where Tom Watson made one of the greatest shots in history, and the site of Tom Kite's only major victory. Now golf's greatest championship returns to America's golf course for the 100th U.S. Open, beginning June 15th on NBC.
Gorgeous sunset in the Pacific Northwest, and the Blazers determined that the sun will not set on their season, at least not in Game 6. And you have to believe, if they've gotten over the exhilaration of their own victory, that the Pacers would prefer to see a Portland victory here. Whoever comes out of the West will be favored in the finals, but the Lakers would figure to be a larger favorite than Portland. And in any case, the Pacers would like to see a 7th game because they've got to travel west to either here or L.A., and they'd like the winner to come out of the West with as little rest as possible. With that miss, Kobe goes 0 for 2, and as a team, the Lakers are 11 for 23, under 50% in the game. They've missed 12 free throws, and they trail by 13 points. Sabonis for 3. That might have torn the roof off the place. Horry looking for Shaq, but Pippen flies in and deflects it out, and he thinks that it went off O'Neal's hands last.
Now, it's interesting, the fact that Scotty is not attacking Kobe tonight because Kobe's not playing him has really given him more energy on the defensive end. Scotty has been everywhere. Take a look there. Scotty deflects that ball.
Here's Bryant Shaw back live, missing the jumper. Bryant battling, pulling in the rebound, but there's a foul on the Lakers.
There is absolutely no spacing in the Laker offense right now, and that's what this triangle offense is all about, spacing and angles. The shot goes up. There are 5 Blazers in the paint. The only way the Lakers can get a rebound is to go over their back.
The foul was Bryant's 4th. 7 minutes left. Fonzie Wells drives the baseline, and Shaw had to foul him.
Now look at the Lakers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Blazers. Watch here when this shot goes up. Only 1 Laker in there. Look at the cup that is built. The only way that you can get that rebound is to go over the back, and that's exactly what Portland wants to do. Give them the shot with a hand in their face, no second shot. Come down the floor and go to a matchup that you like, and tonight it's been Fonzie Wells.
The Lakers still have nearly 7 minutes to try to come back. But assuming for a moment that Portland holds on, the Lakers would have won 2 of 3 here. Portland has won 2 of 3 in this series, and 3 of their last 4 overall dating back to the regular season at Staples Center. That 7th game at home isn't that much of a cushion for the Lakers. Here's Horry, finally finding the range on his jump shot, and all the pressure would be on the Lakers. They're the team favored to win not just this series, but the NBA title. At one point not long ago, they won 30 games in a 31-game stretch. And they'll come into a potential Game 7 on the verge of coughing up a 3-1 lead. The greater pressure would seem to be on them. Rasheed Wallace misses. That's assuming Portland can get it there.
Now, the one thing that the Portland Trailblazers don't want to do is start shooting a lot of outside jump shots.
They lead by 13. Bryant Shaw tries to cut it to 10 and does.
I get a timeout if I'm Mike Dunleavy. I'm very careful. Back-to-back shots here. Now, the Lakers have 14 fouls, so the Blazers are going to shoot. Oh, that's close to over and back, but they'll shoot free throws if they'll attack that basket from the rest of the game.
Bonzi Wells lost it. And with 5:50 remaining, the Lakers have the ball trailing by 10. They have hit 6 of 11 threes tonight. Mike Dunleavy's team, 0 for 6 from beyond the arc.
But see, that's playing in character for the Lakers. You know, they averaged 13 three-point attempts during the course of the season, didn't shoot them that well. You start shooting 25, 27 threes, that's when they lose.
Shaw again. Not this time, but the rebound to Ori. Looking for Shaq. Got inside Sabonis, and Grant comes over for the foul.
This is why it's important for Shaq to make free throws early in the game, because when he struggles, you know that Portland is going to come hard, and they are not going to let him lay the ball in the basket. Last time here, 9 of 9. This time, here comes Bryant Grant. That's an excellent foul. Shaq will step up now to shoot 2 free throws. 10-point lead, and still a long time to go. 5:31 in the fourth quarter. Shaq 1 of 8 on the evening. You can see what's happened during the course of this playoffs. His fourth quarter free throws, his fourth quarter field goals. It'll be very, very important here. If he can start making these free throws, put a lot of pressure on the Blazers.
He makes them both. Clutch free throws by Shaq. Cuts it to 8.
Well, he always says, Bob, that he'll make them when they count. Well, he stepped up there and he made 2 big ones.
Scottie Pippen. And Bernie Fryer says, hold on.
That's a great play by Scottie. He comes down the floor, and you try to front the post, and when you do, all you have to do is turn the corner. There is no defensive help. Once again, Kobe Bryant in foul trouble, so you know that they're going to go at him at the end of this game. But when you get up on that side of the post on Steve Smith, there is no way you can get back and give help regardless of how quick you are. Scottie recognized it.
Pippen with 7. Needs the second one here to reestablish a 10-point lead. 5:24 left.
How strange it must be for Phil Jackson to sit on that bench and see Scottie Pippen shooting free throws to try to beat him.
They won 6 rings together. Somebody's going to leave the other behind in the pursuit of a 7th. Bryant missed. And it's Pippen with the rebound.
Now, who's Kobe going to guard? If it's Pippen, he will attack him, try to foul him out of the game. So let's see if they go to that. See, Scottie says, I want the ball in the post. Get out of there, Steve. I've got the advantage.
Steve Smith backs up for 3. He caught it, took a mini step backward to get beyond the arc, and drilled a big one.
This guy is a big game shooter. You know, you think if you're a coach, who would I like to take a big shot for me when it counted? I always felt when I was coaching, Steve Smith was one of those kind of guys. Steps back, no hesitation, he buries it, and then I thought he had bad legs. Look at the little dance he's getting here, getting excited. They think they're headed for Game 7.
All right, suckers. Ears up, minds open. This communication
make you a more extreme mountain biker.
After failing to qualify for the '96 Olympics, sprinter Maurice Green had thoughts of giving up. But quitting was not in his blood, so he drove halfway across America to give it one last shot with a new coach. Now he's the world's fastest man, favored for Olympic gold. The Olympic Games on NBC. Follow the dream.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Infinity, introducing the new, more powerful Infinity QX4. And by Sprite. Image is nothing. Thirst is everything. Obey your thirst. Sprite.
Yesterday, we spoke with Phil Jackson about his relationship with Scottie Pippen, then and now.
We all saw a great competitor in Scottie. And what he had to find is the nurturance to become, the kind of competitor that could stay focused under duress. And now facing him on the other side, him knowing all the angles of our offense, knowing how to disrupt our game, and trying to make him pay a little bit for it, it is not easy. He's sees that ring in front of him on that merry-go-round in which he can grasp something that I want. And that's a championship that's just this far away from us, and we both have to put aside what we've done over the past 11, 12 years and, play our respective roles that have to be played out here.
As Phil was commenting on Scotty, Sabonis fouled O'Neal, but the Blazers aren't over the limit. Just the second foul on Arvydas. Laker ball from the side. Right back into Shaq. Up top to Bryant. O'Neal in the paint. And another foul. It's on Sabonis. It's his third as we go to Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Bob. You saw that ultimate respect there from Phil to Scotty. And in talking with Scotty told me over the 11 years, every day at practice he learned something new under Phil Jackson. And now it looks like the things that he learns are about to come back and haunt Phil Jackson. Bob?
Thanks, Ahmad. Unless Brian Shaw can do something about it, and he's doing his best.
When this series started, Mike Dunleavy said, one of the guys that really worries me is Brian Shaw. Remember, Brian Shaw was here with Portland. They had to trade him to get Scottie Pippen, so he knows his ability to shoot the three.
Pippen to Sabonis. Shaw has 9 points on 3 threes in 5 attempts. Sabonis for 2. Wells picks it up. Takes it right in with the left hand.
Bonzi Wells, fresh legs tonight, great energy. Playing like a young guy, having a lot of fun. Those second shots really cost you.
Shaq's pass for Ori, but Ori's shot is blocked.
Rasheed Wallace gets a piece of it coming over. Now Scottie Pippen is going to direct this pack. 3:35 to go. And the Portland fans are starting to taste it here. A possible showdown on Sunday afternoon.
Steve Smith. And they lose it. Here comes Shaw, wrapped up by Pippen. But that's going to put the Trailblazers with the Lakers over the limit.
Sabonis is going to miss the shot, and nobody blocks out Bonzi Wells. The ball goes long, and Bonzi takes it right back to the basket, right around Shaquille O'Neal. Used his quickness, used his body with a nice finish. Look at this, 14 points in 15 minutes tonight.
One of the many keys for Portland tonight, as Shaw misses the first, they've outscored the Lakers in the paint. 44-28, that's remarkable. Shaq has 17 points on 17 shots. Meanwhile, Sabonis, as Shaw misses them both.
How do you figure that? You step in and you make a couple threes and you walk up and miss 2 free throws.
Sabonis has played 42 minutes, his longest stint of the entire season, regular or postseason, and he's been very, very effective.
The question I have is, if they do win, can he get his legs to recover for a Game 7? Remember, Sabonis now, he has not played this kind of minutes, and it could be tough for him to try to rebound. He is going to have to give everything he can in that Game 7.
And perhaps part of the reason he's done so well tonight is that there was an extra day off between Games 5 and 6.
I agree with that. I mean, the longer of rest you can give him, and Mike Dunleavy's going to have to take a look at this. If he gets a chance to feel like that this is out of reach and it's still a long way away, if he gets down to that minute-and-a-half mark or whatever, gets the bonus out of the game, and give him as much rest as you can. He has been tremendous tonight.
The Lakers ask for time. The free throw line has been unkind to them. 13 of 27 for LA tonight.
This fall, look who's heading back to NBC.
A comeback from a 3-1 deficit to win an NBA playoff series is rare but not unprecedented. And it looks like Jack is going to have to warm his seat at the Staples Center on Sunday for a Game 7. The last time it happened, Miami did it against the Knicks in the East semis. So you see it's happened 6 times in NBA history. Here's why it could happen again. 3 of the last 4 home losses sustained by the Lakers were at the hands of the Portland Trailblazers, and the one against San Antonio came without Shaquille O'Neal in the late stages of the regular season.
Momentum is a funny thing. Last time we were in here, Game 4, the Lakers win both here, take a commanding 3-1 lead. It looks like it's sort of a formality that they're going to bump Portland off in 5. If they can hold on here for the last 3 minutes of this game, we're going to a Game 7. That's really an unbelievable turnaround. And you have to give the Blazers and their coaching staff a tremendous amount of credit.
And how about Bonzi Wells, who just hit the free throws? 16 points in 16 minutes tonight. Kobe's 3 may come a bit late.
Kobe Bryant has shot the ball so well tonight. Remember, he had more turnovers than field goals in Game 5. Tonight, that has not been the case.
Portland asked for a timeout rather than risk the turnover. They lead it by 11. 2:34 to play in Game 6.
Who you calling collect, Mom? Or girlfriend?
It's my girlfriend.
Then show her you really care. Dial 1-800-COLLECT, as in collect calls. Got it?
It's easy.
And it saves the people you call at least $1 or $2. Girlfriends love that. Can someone move the truck that's blocking me?
Mom, I'll call you back.
1-800-COLLECT. Save $1 or $2.
All right, suckers. Yeah.
Bob, in our open, we talked about Game 5 and what the Blazers did defensively to Shaquille O'Neal. They went back, trapped him, they double-teamed him. He only got 6 shots in the second half. He made all 6 of them. Remember, only 2 in the fourth quarter. He was 2 for 2. Well, tonight, they've gone back down there hard again, forced him to give the ball up, and he's 3 of 9. So they've done a great job of not letting him dominate the second half like he did in Games 3 and 4 when they won in here to take the home court advantage back.
Bonzi Wells backing in, taking the shot in the paint and banking it home. He's got 18.
Why not? Everything else is going for him.
He had 17 in Game 1. This is his biggest game of the series. Kobe Bryant comes back with another 3, and as a team, the Lakers have made 9 of 14 threes. If you just saw that stat and no other and hadn't seen the game, you'd have to assume they won.
Scottie Pippen got hit with a back screen and was holding his shoulder on that last possession. Let's see if he's okay. Looks like Ori throws down Sabonis in the post.
And Ori is hit with his 4th.
Scottie's holding his shoulder. You can see right there as he talks to Mike Dunleavy on the sideline. He got hit with a blind pick and went down. I'm going to call out those back screens. That's one thing as a guard. You get really upset if someone doesn't call those things out when you're up pressuring the ball. Now watch here. Scottie's guarding the ball. Steps up and sets a back screen. Rick Fox and catches him. And Scottie wasn't very happy about that. His defensive man didn't talk to him.
Sabonis in double figures now with 10. He also has 9 rebounds and 6 assists. Bryant for another 3. 3 in a row he's nailed now.
Wow. He's got a piece of tape there on the floor, I think. He's just going right there and shooting it.
His high game of the series, 30.
Bonzi Wells got to be very careful to dribble that ball into a trapping area.
Rasheed Wallace against Ori.
Basket here might seal the deal.
4 seconds to shoot. Wallace was pushed out of his range, but there's a foul on the play against Ori.
Wow, that's a play. Robert Ori. A little something going here away from the basketball with Scottie Pippen, maybe Rick Fox. Remember now, in game, was it Game 1 in here that they, or excuse me, Game 3 in here that those guys had their little skirmish. But he was upset with the back screen. Let's see now here. He blocks Scottie off the boards. Scottie grabs him by the shirt. And then Fox comes back and pushes him in the chest. Scottie's got to be very, very smart here. He was very fortunate when he threw that hard elbow that he didn't get suspended for Game 5. He doesn't want to do anything right now with 1:28 to go and a 9-point lead.
Rick Fox, movie star handsome, and in fact he's had some acting roles. He's married to Vanessa Williams, but before you think he's just a Hollywood pretty boy, he's really been something of a roughneck in these playoffs.
Well, he gives Scottie a hip and knocks him out of bounds. Scottie recovers, grabs him by his jersey, and then there's the push in the chest. Good refereeing as they come over and get those two guys separated. But bad blood since Game 3 in here. That's the game, remember, that Brian Shaw walked away from the bench and got suspended.
Rasheed Wallace now with 18. Kobe, Wallace came out and deflected back.
Bob, that's going to do it.
Bonzi Wells looking for 20, and he's got it.
Now for Portland, this last minute, you act like you're supposed to do this. Nothing silly.
This is Bonzi Wells' career high. Bryant Shaw for 3.
What are these threes? Bob, 6 of 27 in the last game. Like they've got radar tonight. They can't score in the paint, but they're shooting the threes.
Trying to trap, and instead Pippen is fouled. LA has made 7 of 9 threes in the fourth quarter.
And still trailed by 10.
And for the game, they've made 11 of 17. And look at Fox and Pippen. Bonzi Wells has to get in there.
Mike Dunleavy's got to get Scotty out of the game, too, because he knows he's got to get him out of the game. He's got to shoot these 2 free throws. But Scotty's got to be very smart here. He cannot lose his poise.
So many stories in this game. One of them is Bonzi Wells, a career high, not just for the playoffs, but any game. He got 20. This is his second year out of Ball State, but he hardly played at all as a rookie, so essentially, he's a first-year man. Let's watch what happened here with Fox.
Rick Fox is going to come up, he and Scotty, give him something in his ear. Scotty gives him a little elbow, gives it to him back. Scotty has got to stay away from that. That'd be a heck of a trade-off. If you're a Blazer fan, you lose Scottie Pippen, the Lakers lose Rick Fox. I think the Lakers would take that.
Like it was Christmas. Inside a minute. Kobe will try another 3, and he'll hit it again.
That same spot on the floor. I mean, every one has been right on the money. How about Kobe Bryant? Had his worst game, now has come back and had his best. Here's Rick Fox now gives Steve Smith the shove. The Blazers have got to keep their composure, and now Mike Dunleavy saying something to Rick Fox. See, I played with Mike. Mike has got a little temper on him. And he's standing up for his players right now.
And Fox has been hit with a technical.
And here they are, Fox and Scotty. Scotty, they got to get away.
Scotty walking away because he's aware of what you were talking about.
Well, see, the referee's got to do a good job right here. They cannot let him be out there on his own walking around.
And now Pippen exhorting the crowd.
Look at Scotty glaring over at the bench right now.
And I'll bet you Dunleavy said something to this effect. How cheap and chippy is all of this, what you're doing? I've got key guys on the floor, and I wouldn't trade any of them in Game 7 for you, and you're getting free shots at them because you're aware of that.
I'm telling you, I played with Mike Dunleavy. This guy is a competitor. He's a tough guy. I mean, you don't play in the NBA at 6'2", for as long as he did without having some skill, number one, but number two, having some competitive toughness. And he was standing up for his team right there, too. He wanted to let them know he was with them.
Dunleavy was also hit with a technical. One on Fox, one on Dunleavy. 36 seconds left.
See, now that they were offsetting technicals, meaning they won't shoot those. These are the 2 free throws with a personal foul on Fox. So there'll be no technical shot because they were both given out. Here's the little by-play right there, and you see that look on Mike's face. He's talking. I'm not going to read his lips. We've seen Rick Fox. I mean, this guy's a good player. We've seen him sort of out of sorts throughout the playoffs. Remember the game in Phoenix? This game or whatever, where he got kicked out playing only a few minutes when he fouled Cliff Robinson, got a tee or whatever. It seems a little out of sorts right now.
He's auditioning to play bad guys, wants to expand his range as an actor. Meanwhile, though it's done them little good, the Lakers have hit 8 3-pointers in the fourth quarter. That ties an NBA playoff record for most threes in a single period, set by the '96 Knicks, and now shared with the Lakers. And for the game, the Lakers are 12 of 18 on threes. That's outrageous.
Bob, this sets up an unbelievable game, Game 7, as Kobe finally misses. This sets up an unbelievable Game 7. Sunday evening, it should be something.
Last 20 seconds. Smith with a dribbling exhibition.
How about Damon Stoudamire tonight, too? Came out tonight, gets him 14.7 rebounds. rebounds, 4 assists in 30 minutes. His most significant contribution in a win.
Pippen a meaningless 3. But one of the more meaningful wins in Blazer history is now in the books. They led by 10 at the half. They win by 10, 103-93. Steve Smith had 26. Bonzi Wells had 20. 14 of them came in the fourth quarter. Rasheed Wallace had 18. Arvydas Sabonis, 10 points, 9 rebounds, a half dozen assists. Kobe Bryant led the Lakers with 33, but Shaq was held to 17, and Scottie Pippen is with them on.
All right, thanks, Bob. Scotty, in all the years I've been covering you, I've never seen you so demonstrative at the end of a game as you are right now.
Well, I mean, we fought very hard to get back into this series. And, you know, I can't say enough about the way we came and played in the last couple games. We just had a focus that we weren't going to lose, and we were going to outwork this team, and that's what we're doing. And I'm just trying to lead these guys and keep them focused.
You told me that if you guys couldn't win a game at home in this series, you didn't deserve to win a championship.
But if we didn't win this game at home, we wouldn't have a chance. But that's what it's all about. You got to defend your home court. And, you know, like I said earlier, we tried to forget about those games we lost here and start this series over.
A lot of jockeying going back and forth between you and Rick Fox. What's that all about?
Well, I mean, Phil got those guys over there trying to get physical with me and get into my head. And, you know, they're getting a lot of cheap shots on me. So, you know, I'm just trying to keep my head and continue to play.
You were one of the few players on both these teams that has played in a Game 7. Do you think you can get your team ready for that?
Well, I hope that's an edge for us. But, you know, we have to go there and play well. We know we can play well. We look forward to it.
All right, congratulations, Scott, on a great game. All right, back to you, Bob.
Ahmad, thanks. The Lakers will be favored, I guess, on Sunday night. But that aura of invincibility, which only a short time ago surrounded them, has been pierced big time. Since winning the first 2 games in the playoffs, they are now 8-6 in the postseason since the first 2 games against Sacramento. We'll be back in a minute.
What if your car knew you?
Graduates from Lehigh on Sunday, so we knew all along if there was a Game 7 that you'd have to miss it. But since the Pacers ended their series with the Knicks tonight, that means that Snapper Jones and Bill Walton are available. They'll join me on Sunday for Game 7 of this series at the Staples Center. And I'll see you either in Portland or in L.A. on Wednesday for Game 1 of the finals, Doug.
Sounds good, Bob. Have a great game on Sunday afternoon.
Send Kelly our best.
I will do that.
Not only a basketball player, but a straight-A student. She deserves the congratulations. And now off to New York and Hannah Storm. See you Sunday, everybody.
Thanks, Bob. Back for some final thoughts with Isaiah Thomas, NBA Coach of the Year, Doc Rivers. We wanted to tell you that we are headed to the Game 7 Sunday night, and here's what. And don't forget, our French Open coverage begins tomorrow afternoon at 3. For all of us at NBC Sports, good night.
The battle continues. On a quest for greatness, their destiny awaits. And from the chaos will come a champion. The Blazers.
We're fan in this place tonight. Had you grease the seat. They're pouring out of the Rose Garden. Delirious Blazer fans. There will be a Game 7. Hi, everybody. Colin Coward courtside as the Blazers pick up a win in Game 6, 103-93. We've got people all over the Rose Garden, from the locker rooms back to Channel 8, up top and outside. If you'd have told the Blazers Scottie Pippen would take one first-half shot and not score and they'd lead by 10 at half, they'd have taken it. Take a look at the first-half highlights. Scottie, not a huge...
Both Sabas did a great job defensively. Obviously it was a team effort. We gave a lot of help. We always give a lot of help. But his presence in the middle, was terrific. Win?
What are you going to do?
We're going to just play the game. And basically, as we go on the fly, we'll make any changes that we need to make. For the most part, we've been happy with our last couple of ball games, things we've done, changes we've made. Some of it's dependent on the flow of the game. I mean, I've been hearing for days about, our big guard lineup versus Damon, et cetera, But, I wasn't ready to give up on that. It's a matter of flow of the game and how things are going. So, thought Damon played a great game tonight. He was terrific. Did all the things we wanted him to do. He pushed the ball, penetrated, make plays. And our other guys came in, gave us a big lift also. So, it just depends on the flow of the game and how it's going for us and trying to, push the right buttons. Well, I wouldn't go if I didn't think we were going to win. We wanted the opportunity, and obviously we've won our last 2 ball games there. So there's no fear factor as far as knowing that we can do it. It's not going to be unlike any of the last 6 ball games. The team that plays the full 48 minutes for the best is going to win. I see both teams showing up and playing hard, and it's going to be a dogfight. I was asking him for a good restaurant in L.A. since I was going to be down there tomorrow. Again, it comes down to, we try and get him to be aggressive when we need him to be aggressive. We try and take advantage of some mismatches that we have in the game, and just on the flow of the game, how it's going. He has the ball in his hands an awful lot, and I leave that decision making up to him. Where he sees the opportunities to be aggressive, or if he's setting other guys up. Usually, when things are going pretty good for us, he'll lay in the weeds a little bit and make plays, and he's got a great feel. He wasn't in foul trouble. He was able to play in the game a little bit tonight. They weren't just calling just little touch fouls every time down the floor. Well, I thought at the end of the game that was a part of it. That they started taking fouls and they put a little extra mustard on those fouls, and I don't think it was appreciated our end. We know what they're trying to do, trying to take away, distract from today's game and what we did. Phil's trying to get his guys up for a game 7, and that's not unusual. Yeah, if you've seen him play all year long, you know that Bonzi can come in and can put up some big-time numbers. I wouldn't have him out there in those kind of situations as a go-to guy if we didn't think he could be. He's an explosive player. He's put some big numbers on some excellent defenders in this league against some really strong teams. And again, he gets on a roll, and you're going to ride him. We did. Well, the other thing was our post-up game. We had a strong post-up game. We moved the ball pretty well versus the double teams. We still attacked. We mixed up our inside and outside game with our low post.
I thought great decision to leave Pippen Bonzi on the court down the stretch there. Can you speak to what made the sides together, your thought process?
Just the feel on the game and how they were playing. I had given the guys a blow. Steve's outside shooting, Bonzi's post-up game, his explosiveness, along with, the team we finished up with. You had, 3 of our best shooters on the floor in Sabas, Rashid, and Steve. And then, a strong post-up game going with Bonzi. And, Pip was orchestrating. I've been saying the same thing since game 1. It's all about there's no momentums, there's no home courts, there's only one game at a time. You got to come and you got to bring it. This one's going to finalize it.
Last question. Game 5, you win a derby, and Scotty did the majority of that. In this game, you did the same thing, but you had a variety of guys, and Damon in that matchup an awful lot. Was that the idea to continue to attack him, but maybe take a little more off of what Scotty had to do?
Well, I thought that depending on the mix of guys and matchups that we had, first off, if he was going to play Damon, we wanted him to be pushing the ball and trying to attack that way. Damon did a good job of that. And at times, put him in the post, make him have to defend down there. We were just mixing up depending on who had what going and what matchups were on the floor at any given time. Thank you.
Clardy Keefe. That's the Rose Garden. One of the nicest arenas in the NBA, and one of only 3 they're playing basketball in for the rest of the year. The New York Knicks eliminated today. They're playing basketball in Indiana, L.A., and Portland. Could be the last home game. Yeah, it won't be the last home game. Game 7, of course, is Sunday. And who do we have? Leslie Knopp in Vancouver at Les Slam. Leslie?
Hey, Colin, a week ago, what a difference it made.
That's right, Colin. Greg Anthony is standing by. Greg, you just told me you're feeling pretty good, aren't you?
Yeah, it was a big win. I think our guys played extremely well. You know, the crowd was really into it, and you know, we felt like we owed it to our crowd to really put on a good performance, especially after what happened in games 3 and 4. And I thought everybody who played just played extremely well, and you know, it gave us an opportunity. It's all we could ask for. Now we have a chance to go down there for Game 7.
I was standing in the hallway when you guys came through, and you were pumped, running through. You didn't get in the game, and yet you're still very excited, and that shows what this team's all about.
Well, you know, this series, just like most series, you know, everyone's going to have their opportunity to shine, and fortunately, we've gotten ourselves in a position where we can win the series, and, you know, everybody will have an opportunity. I've had opportunities. I feel very blessed to be on this team, and, you know, to have an opportunity against a team like the Lakers after being down 3-1, it's a blessing for us, and if we can just stay focused and stick to our game plan and go down there on Sunday, you know, we might be able to shock the world.
You guys have all talked about not letting down, being confident, and you meant it, and now you are in position. I mean, it's got to feel good.
Well, it feels great, especially the way we did it. You know, having to win Game 6-5 down there was huge. You know, they were pumped. Their fans were pumped, especially after winning 2 here. Showed a lot of character and a lot of courage, and our guys pulled that one out to come here and not just rely on the fans, but to go out there and play the way we did and get the fans involved was huge. And again, as I said, you know, to have the opportunity we have for Game 7, I'm sure no one thought we'd be there, but we're here, we're there, and we're going to try to make the most of it.
Greg, thanks so much.
All right.
Greg, talk about Colin, Greg Anthony, Blazers guard, back to you.
And Greg did not play tonight, but he's been crucial in this series. Kobe Bryant, by the way, first-team All-NBA defense. Bonzi with 20. This one, and went on to win Game 6, 103-93.
With Bonzi Wells, Blazers guard.
You know, we got real good confidence in L.A., and hopefully we can win Game 7 and go to Indiana.
Bonzi, we're on live now here in Channel 8, and a far cry from the Minnesota series to this one, the way you're playing, huh?
Oh, yes. I didn't play at all in the Minnesota series, and I was a little frustrated, but this is sweet right now. I mean, this is what, you know, the guys told me that was going to happen to me if I be patient, if I keep working hard, and it's paid off for me. Coach Dunleavy has really showed a lot of confidence in me, and I'm just trying to pay him back.
Mentally tough ball club, the Blazers. You guys were down 3-1, never wavered at all, still confident, won Game 5, win Game 6. I mean, you guys are focused right now.
Well, definitely. I mean, it starts with our veteran leadership with Scotty, Steve, Detlef. Those guys have really just, you know, led the way for us. They led the charge, and they've been telling us things that we need to do as the younger guys, and you know, with Scotty being there and knowing what it takes, we just been following his lead.
I think Scotty only had 1 point in the first half, and if he would have said that before the game, you would have been shocked, but, I mean, he still played well.
I mean, he had 1 point, but he probably was contributed about another 14 points, you know, assists, setting guys up, playing good defense. That's what Scotty does. He doesn't have to score all the time. I mean, he does so many other things. The scoring just really just closed to everything else when he plays well.
Can you beat this team 3 straight and then 3 games in the Staples Center in this series?
We got to. I mean, obviously we got to win. I mean, it's going to be games do or die for both of us. I mean, it was do or die for us for 2 games, but now it's do or die for both of us, and we want to see how they take against that pressure.
Great, Bonzi. Thank you very much. Colin Bonzi Wells, Blazers guard, back to you.
All right, Steve.
Start to do other type of activities away from the game, taking cheap shots at guys and trying to start altercations. So, you know, I'm just telling my guys, you know, to stay focused and continue to play hard and, you know, just try to walk away from it. You know, they seem like they are coming at me. Guys are hitting me after the whistle and things of that nature. But I know what it's about when you get this far into the playoffs. And guys are going to try to win and do whatever they can to get an advantage. But we know what we have to do to win games. Are you getting a sense that the pressure is getting to them a little bit? I mean, they were up 3-1 and supposed to close it out, and now they got to... Well, I think they knew, even being up 3-1, that this series was far from being over. We had given them a few games, and you know, they really didn't have anything to hang their hats on. You know, we came out and played well in the last couple games, which has turned the series around. Well, it's great. I mean, Steve has definitely been the heart and soul of our team from an offense standpoint. Him and Rasheed, we run offense through those guys, and you know, when he come out and play like he did today, we're a dominant team because we got a 6'8" guy that can handle the ball and get to the basket and make plays. It just makes us that much of a potent team offensively, and we got Saba shooting the ball well. This is what we know that we can do. We have confidence in each other, and guys are stepping up.
Steve, someone had told you Scotty wouldn't hit the jam for the fourth quarter, you still win by 10.
Yeah, because Scotty's going to do other things on the court. I think if you look at it, they tried to take him out of the game earlier by pressuring up, focusing on him, and that's when we have to step up and take the pressure off him. And down the stretch, he's going to be our catalyst, the guy that holds us together and handle the ball and put us in our plays to get us to get some good shots.
Scotty, the time for so-called cheap shots, is that over with, or does the next up still work in Game 7?
It can't work on me, but I'm sure they're going to try everything. Rick Fox told me it's going to be on when we get to L.A., so I'm looking forward to it. We're just glad we got an opportunity to go back to L.A. and play in a Game 7.
How hard did Shaq hit you? Were you stunned a little bit on that play?
Yeah, he hit me hard. I mean, it was obvious what he was trying to do. He never made any intention to go after the ball. So I'm going to see if that's going to cost him $10,000. Later.
Steve, still talking about your steal has kind of taken the wind out of their sails. With what the Lakers have done here in the last two games, were there some anxious moments at all when they came down the floor with a chance to get within two?
Well, I kind of knew Kobe was going right. And the thing is, I tried to get my hand in there, to make him force him to go left. But for me, fortunately, he kept going right, and I got a chance to steal it and get that possession. I thought it was a big play for us to not let them score because they was getting a little bit of momentum, and, I got our momentum back. Thanks.
Again, just to recap, 103-93, the final is the Blazers force Game 7. It'll be the first Game 7 for L.A. since the 1988 NBA Finals, and of course, we all remember they beat the Pistons to win the championship. And it's the first game.
He was seen mouthing the words, "We'll see you Sunday" to Steve Smith. And you can watch this game Sunday.
And Steve Smith takes off.